Listening to the PipeBomb Podcast with James, Nick, Gigi, Josh, Sam, and Tom. Ring the bell.
Oh, my mama gets shady. But she's like sweet shady, though.
Oh,
she's like mom shade.
My mom can be real shady.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the PipeBomb Podcast. And yes, everyone, I am back. I am Nick, and today I am joined by the lovely Jimmy Vibes. How you doing, boo?
Hey, TPP's very own Eva Marie made it today. Wow.
Yes, I'm sorry. I've just been so busy. I mean, traffic has been holding me up. I had a wardrobe malfunction the other week, too. So, and I did show up last week, just for a little bit. So
yeah, and then you got chased out by Skype.
Yeah, Skype chased me out.
Skype got real Naomi on you last week.
Yes, they did. But I am back for the full show this week, listeners. And thank you for all the support. Like, I looked in the comments, and I read all the comments for all the shows. I always listen to the shows, even though I'm not on them. And some of the listeners are so sweet. They're like, oh, I miss Nick, and I can't wait for him to come back, and blah, blah, blah. But it's been great for you guys to get kind of an opportunity to listen to Sam and Tom and Brandi's opinions and stuff, since they haven't really been on shows that much. So yeah. I think it was kind of a good time for me to kind of have a little break. I had a whole bunch of stuff with school, but my practicum's done right now, and my Tuesdays and Thursdays are cleared up. So
that's cool. Like, the listeners show you mad love, and they missed you. Another thing with the listeners, I want to make a quick mention, because I've been noticing on Twitter lately that a few of you guys have been asking us to do live shows with TPP.
Yeah, I seen that.
Now, here's the thing, guys. I am so down to do it. Nick is down to do it. We all are. We just need a higher demand, because when we do a live show, we actually want you guys to listen. So, if we get a lot of you guys come in, keep asking us. If we see like a high demand, we'll do it. So
I've seen several listeners tweet about it. I know Kaveen Mo on Twitter. I love her. She's one of my favorites. She was asking about it. Blake was talking about it too. So I think that's something that we have been talking about in the past and kind of really want to get together and do a live stream of some sort. But really, it's kind of up to you guys, listeners, as well. Like, we need to set a date. We need to have your commitment that you guys will sit down with us and have a little kiki.
Yeah. I mean, like, maybe we could get, like, a petition going or something to let us know that this amount of people want to hear it. I don't know.
Well, how about I'll do this? How about on our Twitter, the official @_RealPipeBomb, I will do a little poll about if someone wants us to do TPP live streams or no.
Yeah, because we can do one. Maybe we can end up doing one a month, you know? If you guys want to listen to it, it's all up to you. It's up to you guys if you guys want it. So if I see a high demand, we'll do it.
Because here's the thing, listeners. We love to get together. We love sitting down. We're wrestling fans just like you guys. And we love to just sit and chat. But with the listeners, you guys have a lot of opportunity to tell us what you guys want us to do, more stuff, more content. So we are willing to do it. We just need the demand. So
yep, that's it. And you know what? If we do live shows, we could actually get some of them on. That would be fun.
I know a lot of the listeners have been asking to have little guest appearances here and there. They really want to talk about their opinions. So that would be a great opportunity for you guys. So shoot it down in the comments. Tweet us out. That's the best place to talk to us is on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah, so other than that, before the show begins, I just wanted to start by talking about one of our listeners potentially coming on as a guest. It's an IG follower, so if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, it is @the PipeBomb Podcast. One of the recent followers, she was talking to us, he or she, I don't know if it's a he or she, is Diva Fanatic. So, girl, boy, if you are listening to the show, follow us on Twitter, because we're trying to reach out to you to make this contact. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick shout out because you have so much fun shade on your IG, and we want to have you on here.
I know. I think it would be really fun to have whoever it is that runs, and it's a very successful Instagram account, I should add. This person got a lot of followers, and the context that they put up there is really, really cool. I love the little shady comments that this person adds into every picture, and it's all wrestling related, so it's fun, and I would love to get somebody like that in the social media aspects of the wrestling world on our podcast. I think it would be really fun to just have a cool little kiki, because you know I always go off on you social media trolls, so I would love to see somebody who's at the high point of social media in the wrestling world and pick their brain and see their thoughts.
Really, cool. And a question I would really like to ask is, how did they get there? Like, because us as a brand on YouTube, we're really trying to establish our brand and get more viewers and listeners, and so I kind of want to see how this person started it and everything like that. And is it the shade? Is it dedication? Who knows? So that's something to look forward to. Other than that, guys, if you haven't listened to Sam's fantasy booking, I highly suggest you go and listen to that. That was amazing. He put so much detail into it. That will be up in the link in the top right corner. It'll just pop up there. So if you haven't listened to it, just pause it now. Click it. It's 20 minutes. Definitely check it out. Show Sam some love. He put so much hard work into it. So, and more of our fantasy bookings will be coming out shortly.
Yeah, Tom's is going to be up next. It's pretty cool. He has a cool little storyline going on with the return of Gail Kim.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I want to announce now I have changed, once again, the lady superstar that I'll be doing, and I'm switching it to Karma.
Ooh.
Yes. I just feel like right now the women's division's so hot that I feel like it would be kind of cool to add her in and see what she could kind of do. So,
interesting.
And I have so many ideas.
Yes, queen.
So yes, other than that, let's get right into the show. Jaymes, if you have any other comments you want to make before we get into it?
I want to get into this piping hot tea that we've been served with this week.
Let's sip some tea.
I know the listeners are like, all right, guys, let's get it rolling. Let's get into the good stuff.
Well, let's start out right from the very beginning. These WWE suspensions that have been going on right now. So I haven't really been involved or hearing much of this until I got out of school today. So Jaymes, if you know a little bit more about it, can you explain to the listeners and myself kind of what the hell is going on with our superstars?
So apparently WWE has a drug dealer backstage because I don't know what the hell is going on. No, all kidding aside. All right, earlier this week, WWE has been testing their talent, the superstars, and we've got notice that Del Rio has been suspended for 30 days, and then shortly after, on her birthday, Paige was suspended for 30 days for the same reason, some reason with the drug policy. So us on TPP, you know us, we got together, we were in the group chat, we're trying to figure out why the hell was Paige suspended, what was she doing, was she on steroids, was she on this and that and that. We really don't know the exact reason why she was suspended, we just know...
Y'all, you should have heard Gigi's reason.
What did she say? Should you mention it on air?
No, we shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
That's rated R, y'all.
Yeah, wait for Gigi After Dark or whatever. I can't with that one. But, yeah, so Paige got suspended on her birthday. Like, that's pretty, like, what the
WWE is known to do these things on people's birthdays, so let's be real.
But then again, like, the testings is always random, you know? They have all these random testing for the superstars. So, I don't know, like, at the end of the day, for me, with Paige is, this girl's, like, what, 22, 23 years old? And she's living the rock star life. This is her career, this is her dream job, she's having the time of her life, she's having fun with her poppy, and I think that she smoked a little bit of weed. That's what I think happened. I think her and Del Rio rolled it up, lit it up, and smoked it. But and then Brandi was in the chat room, and she was mentioning that WWE only finds superstars for smoking marijuana. And I'm like, I do believe that they find them, but I also believe that you get a 30-day suspension because they're all about this zero tolerance, and smoking marijuana is a part of that zero tolerance. They're not going to allow that. So I don't think Paige was roiding it up. I really don't. And then this week, later in the week, today actually, we find out that the Red Queen herself, Eva Marie, was suspended as well. So I'm like, what the fuck is really going on in WWE right now? We had Brock Lesnar, who WWE basically said they're not going to drug test because he's a part-timer. So I'm like what's going on?
Well, no, the thing was they drug tested him, and they found out that there was or I think it was the UFC that drug tested him, and then they found out about the steroid use or whatever. But because he is a part-timer, under the regulations and rules, he doesn't need to follow the suspension laws of WWE, which is kind of weird. So I don't know if they just made that up strictly for Brock Lesnar or not, but it's very odd. Like, I do kind of, like, agree with you, the whole reasoning with Paige and Alberto. I don't think there's any, like, steroid use. Paige doesn't seem like the girl to do that. Although Paige, we all know, is a party girl. So I feel like it was maybe, maybe acting out, like at a party or something, who knows? Or it could be the drug thing as well. So just, I mean, a little bit of weed, I mean, James and I, like, we're Team Green, so it's like, we don't have any issues with that. But, like, as a performer in WWE and, like, in this kind of stage, I don't know. So that's what I think with her. As for this Eva Marie thing, though, that's what's really throwing me off.
Now, the Eva Marie thing is really throwing me off as well. Like, I'm a bit surprised, but, she's been suspended 30 days. It's effective as of today. So that means that she won't be at SummerSlam this Sunday, which means she's living her real-life gimmick. Like, Eva Marie will be at SummerSlam. So, like, there was so many tweets about it. Like, people are like, she's genius! Like, I can't. But, you know what, Eva? I know that Jonathan posted out a tweet earlier today, and he said that there's going to be a formal statement that WWE, what was it? Tom just sent us it. Did you see it in the group chat?
I did. Let me pull it up real quick.
Alright, he says, when the public finds out why my wife was unjustly suspended, they will be absolutely outraged. Official statement and facts coming soon. That's what Eva Marie's husband/manager said. So, apparently he's saying that she wasn't on anything illegal, and that her being suspended was wrong, that she shouldn't have been suspended, but we don't know. At the end of the day, we really don't know what the hell is going on with Eva Marie or what the hell she took. Eva Marie has a lot of endorsements. She does shreds. She's always eating healthy. She's a recovering alcoholic. She's been sober for years. That's why I'm really surprised. And she's such a smart woman. She finally got her career on track. She's finally got her ball rolling. Like, I've been loving this Eva Marie gimmick that's been going on SmackDown. You guys know I've been week after week ranting and raving about it. So, which I don't believe she's purposely shooting up with something that she shouldn't be doing or popping some pill that she shouldn't be popping, I'd be very disappointed in her. Very disappointed. I'm not mad at her. I'm disappointed. But I just hope that this is just a misunderstanding and that Jonathan is right, that they will clear this up and we'll find out what exactly happened with the whole Eva Marie situation.
Okay, so I have a theory on this.
Go ahead.
I mean, a lot of people have been saying, is this potentially a work? So, and then with this Jonathan tweet, everybody's like, oh, well, this is definitely not a work. But you know what Eva Marie is like. She's smart. She's a businesswoman. Jonathan is her husbander, whatever the fuck she likes to call him. What if he's posting out these tweets as part of this storyline? Like, the wording of it just seemed kind of odd for me. Like, they'll be outraged, like she was unjustly suspended. It just seems like something that would go along with her character as they're developing right now. So, I mean, I kind of think this is a work because, like you mentioned, Eva Marie, she's a smart girl. She has all these endorsements. She is a healthy eater, a healthy body, everything like that. So I don't see any drugs or especially any weed going in with this girl. So I think it's a work personally, but I just have to wait and see what happens, I guess.
Right. Like, I just don't know.
It's just not lining up for me. That's why I don't think this Eva thing is real.
I mean, if it's a work, like, kudos to fucking SmackDown. That's all I
Because that's
say.
the thing. I want to make another mention. SmackDown is going outside the box. They're really trying to figure out different types of storylines and different ways for the fans to get interactive with it. So I think this is maybe one of their first jumps on it. And maybe WWE is really smart about it because both Alberto and Paige just got suspended for real this past week. So maybe they just threw in Eva with that.
With the whole Jonathan tweet, and him, like, the whole outrage thing.
Right.
I mean, like, I could understand him being upset because he's his wife's manager and he gets a cut out of whatever money that she makes. So I'm thinking, like, this is going to really ruin her brand. You know what I mean? Like, her name is on the line. They put it out there. Like, it's not only WWE with Eva Marie. Eva Marie is on Total Diva. She just started the NEM Foundation. She has her fashion line that's coming out. Like, she has all these things with her name tied to it. So this could be damaging to the Eva Marie brand. So I can see why he's upset and how her fans would be outraged when they find out that this is all a misunderstanding and for WWE to announce it. But WWE always announces when somebody tests positive for some kind of illegal substance. So I'm just, it just sucks. You know, this girl went from she's been on a high, and then she just came crashing down in one day, and all over a stupid drug test. I really hope that this is a misunderstanding. Maybe it's a supplement that she just started using or something to help her work out. We just don't know what's really going on. We don't know.
Maybe the test fucked up. Who fucking knows? Like,
I don't know if the test fucked up, Nick. This is WWE. They don't play no games. And then to put her name out there, that's her brand. That's pretty.
That's true. The thing is, though, is like Eva's their girl, their golden girl too. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I need to wait for a couple days to figure out more information with it. But moving on from that, unless you have anything else you'd like to say about Eva.
You know what? Since we're still on Eva
I just want to talk about like the match.
Yeah, I want to talk about the SummerSlam match.
Okay, perfect. I was going to ask, like, now that Eva is out of that position, somebody said that there was a tease that there's going to be another replacement for her. Who do you think that could potentially be?
See, this is my thing. If it's legit that Eva Marie has been suspended, I think WWE should write this into the storyline. I feel like this should be added on into her whole gimmick because it just works. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, no matter like what she did was wrong, if she did it, if it's proven that what she did was wrong, whatever. I'm not saying that she did because honestly we don't know. But I hope that they just write this into her character, into her storyline. Like, yeah, I was suspended unjustly. I didn't do anything. They just suspended me because they were afraid that I was going to come and you know what I mean? Like, I want her to play this off.
Like, I could just think, like, oh, she got suspended because she didn't pass the fitness portion of it, like, before the match at SummerSlam. Like, they could play this off so simple with the character, like you mentioned. And it is really disappointing, though, just because she's had so much momentum in these past 3 weeks, and really, it's interesting to see different fans' perspectives of her now, because they hate her so much, but I'm seeing male-dominated fans loving this Eva gimmick, and loving how she's just, like, toying with all the other women.
She got a pop on SmackDown. Like, I was like, what? Eva Marie got a pop? I was like, wow. But as of a replacement or what they're going to do with the match, I feel like it's SummerSlam. It's the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. Mm-hmm. I think Nikki Bella's spot.
So you think Nikki is going to team with Alexa and Natty? I
think Nikki Bella, now they have no choice but to bring Nikki Bella back as a heel because Eva Marie. I think right now, honestly, they probably don't even know what they're going to do right now. They're scrambling around. They're trying to figure it out. Because I was trying to think, like, I saw some people saying, oh, maybe Dana's going to jump ship. Dana's not going to jump ship.
No, that's way too soon.
I'm like, come on. I think it's going to be Nikki Bella. I really do.
There's 3 women that are currently out right now that could potentially make a return. Nikki, like you mentioned, Emma, and Tamina.
Well, Tamina hasn't even been cleared to bump.
Who?
Tamina or Emma haven't been cleared to take bumps.
Exactly. I haven't heard anything on them. Nikki's the only one that's cleared. So she is the obvious choice, but it's interesting if they're going to... I mean, they could bring her back as a heel. Why not? Like, I guess everybody was just expecting her to be brought back as a face.
Yeah, but, I mean, like, they don't have to, like, maybe they could have some dysfunction or something could go on in the match to show that Nikki, like, Alexa Bliss and Nikki can have tension. Because you know how Alexa Bliss is trying to act like she's the new top dog in the yard, but Nikki Bella is the true vet. So there is a story there. You know what I mean? So
I guess a question for you, then, is would you rather have Nikki come back as a face or have her come back as a heel? Which Nikki do you prefer, really?
I would love to see a Nikki Bella heel without Brie Bella in this new era.
Yeah.
I love Nikki Bella as a heel, I just do.
I do too. I think she works better as a heel, this kind of cattiness that goes along with her. Currently, right now, though, on SmackDown, granted, there is a lot of catty women. Now with Natty kind of transitioning into her new character, we have Alexa there, and now Eva as well. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see the direction with Nikki, because, I mean, I think, like I mentioned, a lot of fans think she's going to be that big face role on SmackDown, but they have Becky Lynch there, they have Carmella rising up the ranks, and now Naomi as well, which we'll get into, so...
I know, so if Nikki Bella comes in as another face, there's not room for... You know what I mean?
Right, but then... So, it depends, I mean, granted, it would be kind of a good opportunity if Eva is for sure suspended for 30 days, and Nikki could come in, kind of take the placement of Eva as the heel, and kind of continue the storyline until she comes back.
You know what? This will be addressed at SummerSlam. The Eva Marie story, it's so, like, in your face.
It needs to be.
I think it'll be addressed. They'll be like, oh, there goes Eva Marie. She popped the pill so she wouldn't be in this match or something. You know what I mean? They're going to throw shade
I don't know
at
if they'll
her.
do that.
It's, like you said, SmackDown has been edgy and out of the box. And they did it to Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins went there and basically trashed them. So I can see them doing that. I could see them easily putting the mic on Becky Lynch and let Becky Lynch cut Eva Marie a new one. Kind of like to teach her a lesson and humble her. You know how wrestling is.
And kind of like maybe use, instead of pop a pill, maybe like use we don't need to use enhancement talents to get out of matches and stuff like that.
Exactly, or something. Like, all I know is that it would be really, really smart on WWE's part to write this into the storyline, because at the end of the day, the piece just fits into the puzzle. It does.
It really does.
That's why a lot of people were saying that Eva Marie is a fucking genius. Like, I'm like, I fucking can't with these people.
I was going to move on to Raw, but since we're kind of talking about the SmackDown Women's Division, let's just talk about SmackDown this week beforehand.
Yeah.
So this week we had the return of Naomi. Speaking of faces and heels, Naomi came back as a full-fledged face. Great pop, great new gimmick. I was so happy for her, too, because we've heard a lot of stories about her trying to build this character, kind of this neon light type of gimmick, and this is kind of finally came on SmackDown and everybody got to see it. So it was just amazing. I loved it. What did you think of her new entrance, the new theme, everything?
I think the anticipation was so high for Naomi. Like, a lot of people have been really, really excited for her, and I know that she's been working hard on this entrance. And when I heard the theme song, I was like, what? I loved it. It's very EDM. And EDM is, like, popping right now. It's really popular. All the festivals, EDC, Electric Zoo, Tomorrow World, all of those. And my friends are so into that shit. So when I saw the lights go out on SmackDown, and I heard the music, and I was just like, oh shit, this is Naomi. I knew her right off the bat. And she came out, and the lights went off, and then she started glowing in the dark. And it's funny because I was watching it with my niece, and she doesn't really watch wrestling. And she saw Naomi. First, she seen. We watched Raw because I was showing her the girls from Raw earlier before we watched SmackDown. And then Naomi came out with her entrance. She goes, now this is how I would make my entrance. I was like, how cute.
And you know what? That's just a small example right there that young girls are going to love Naomi's gimmick because it's bright, it's flashy, it's fun.
My niece loved that she glowed in the dark. Like, she wanted to see it again. And I was like, she's really good in the ring. And then I started telling my niece about her, and I was like, okay, because my niece is with me for the whole week. So I was like, okay, at SummerSlam, you're going to watch her have her match. And I was like, you're really going to like her. So I was like, I'll wait, and I'll show her Naomi's match at SummerSlam. But, she came out, the hair. Like, Naomi, this is so original, so different, never been done before.
So unique.
So, I got to give it to her. I gotta give it to this woman. Naomi has rebuilt herself. She's repackaged her whole gimmick. She's come back and she got a crazy ass pop from the crowd. Her entrance is a whole
It's a performance.
It is. Like, it's something that you want to see. You know what I mean? After her, we'll never miss another Naomi entrance. Naomi will never have a commercial break and then she'll be standing in the ring. They're going to showcase her entrance because it's an event. It's something you want to see.
You know something? Cool. Some fans will probably shit on me a little bit, but it's kind of up to the standard of a Finn Balor entrance. Like, it's that special effect. It's that special thing that you look forward to. So I really hope that she switches it up, and Naomi will.
Oh, yeah.
So I just think it's going to be so fun. Like, the opportunities are endless for her, so I just think it was so original, like you mentioned. But continue.
I know that a lot of people were not, like, crazy about her outfit. They're like, oh, the outfit, but, like, I didn't hear much about the outfit because the entrance was so, like, amazing, and, like, she really knocked it out of the park. Mm-hmm. But, a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't really like her. They're like, I love the entrance, it was a fabulous, but her ring attire, I don't even mention it.
However.
Yeah, I don't really, like, give a shit about her ring attire because Naomi changes, like, more than some of you bitches change your underwear. So, like, she's always in a new outfit, so I'm like, I'm sure she's going to switch it up. And I know that she did a live show and she switched it up. Like,
she has, like, I will kind of, like, agree with some of the fans and listeners. Like, I'm not a big fan of the bodysuits, just because that girl has a smoking body. Like, I feel like she should showcase it more. But she did have another type of outfit on a live event with her midriff showing and stuff. So I feel like she'll just switch it up. This is just the beginning of this character that she's put together. So, I mean, remember when she started the Team Bad character, when she became bad, like the very beginning of that towards transitioning to the final stages of Team Bad, like it was just amazing.
It's one of my favorite gears after Brie Bella's. But what I will mention is, when she gets, I like her backpack, but I feel like she needs to drop the backpack because it takes too much time for her to pull stuff out of the backpack.
I was going to say, it was taking a little while.
Yeah, so that I can see go. Or maybe she could adjust, maybe make it easier for her to do it.
You know what that girl needs? She just needs to have all those bracelets on her wrist, and she needs to wear her shirt.
Yeah.
And take it off and fling it at someone.
Yeah. Take it
because
off.
I really like that crowd interaction that she has, too.
And you know what else I liked? I liked when she got on the apron and she started flipping her hair. I really liked her movement and how the glow in the dark. Like, who the fuck's hair glows in the dark? Like, who does that? Like, how innovative? How different? And then when she jumped over the top rope and she did the crawl to the middle of the ring, I was like, slay my life. Sasha Banks tweeted, "Mom, you snatched me bald." Like, I was like, for real, Sasha. And then Naomi tweeted her back, "I got that Gorilla Glue, baby." I was like, they're so funny together. But Naomi, you fucking did that shit. You fucking came out there and you killed it. Like, killed it. Like, ain't nobody gave a fuck about how hideous your outfit was. Like, people didn't really care. They just liked that it glowed in the dark.
Oh, speaking of that, I loved her little teeth glowing things.
Oh yeah, the teeth. Like, it was like head to toe. You know what, Naomi? I need your fingernails painted next, boo. I need them glowing in the dark, boo. I saw the lipstick with the eyelashes glowing in the dark with the pigtails. I saw that as her Twitter icon. Like, Naomi, there's so many ways. And then, you know how she has the dust, the glow in the dark dust? I want her to throw the dust around, throw it at the crowd, Naomi. I want you to do it, bitch. If you're gonna do it, bitch. And you are doing it. And she sat me down on SmackDown and fucking served. She served. It was great. I watched that entrance so many fucking times.
I know, I watched it at least like 8 times.
You know what?
Like, yes, my bitch.
I'm gonna say this now. It's official. Naomi has topped my favorite female entrance ever, which was Melina's. I gotta give it to Naomi. Naomi has the best WWE women's entrance that I've ever seen. It's the best.
So innovative.
Think of one that's better than hers, Nick. Can you? No.
I can't. I mean, there's certain props in women's entrances that I really like. Like, I love Bayley's entrance with those little, like, inflatable tube mans and stuff. But, I mean, compared to this entrance, it's just like, oh, my God.
See, I had my top 2 was always Melina and Ariel. I loved Ariel's
Ariel's entrance was pretty hot, too.
And now I gotta go Naomi, Melina, Ariel. Naomi fucking did it. She did that shit.
She slayed. Well, however, she wasn't able to compete in her match because she was supposed to compete with Eva. I loved how they did this. Like, so the announcer was announcing her long ass entrance as usual, and she is not here due to traffic.
I love that Eva Marie is so arrogant to let her whole entrance play that fucking long. Just to let the crowds know that she's stuck in fucking traffic. And I saw her tweet. She put out a tweet. "I'm sorry I couldn't make it. The weather here was terrible. All red lights, everything." I was like,
oh my God.
Play with it, Eva. Play. That's why, like, I'm a bit hurt. I'm a bit disappointed in her because she has such a good role going right now.
Oh, it's so fun, especially going on later into the night, which we'll move on to now. So we had the women's tag team match. It was Carmella and Becky versus Natty and Alexa, which I do like too because this tag team match actually had a purpose. It actually had story behind both sets of women going into this tag team match. So it made it kind of more of a big fight feel for me, which SmackDown has been doing so well with. But yeah, the match was great. I don't really remember too much about it aside from Carmella just getting her ass beat by a lot of it.
Yeah, Carmella got her ass handed to her.
Yeah, I loved the spinning discus clothesline by Natty to her. She sold that beautifully.
I thought all the women were like showcased greatly.
Yeah, they all had really good spots. I'm loving Alexa's little surfboard stomp thing that she's doing on the ropes.
My friends love that because I send that GIF in a group text when they piss me off, and they're like, "That fucking little bitch." They call Alexa that little bitch, and when she stomped on her head. But Alexa Bliss she's gonna be a big star. She's going to be a huge star. And I like that they had her with Natty, and I like how she was like rubbing Natty's shoulders in the middle of the match. I don't know, their little dynamic was really fun together.
They look good together.
Yeah, but I don't want them to continue on.
Oh god, no. Have them separate characters, obviously.
Yeah. Alexa Bliss can do this all on her own. But I love the match. I loved Alexa Bliss and Carmella in the match, and I really liked when Becky Lynch got into the match, and it really got things going with Becky and Natty. And then, they bumped into each other, and then all of a sudden Eva Marie's theme song hits, and she gets a pop. I was like, what? Did they just fucking pop for Eva Marie?
Because they weren't expecting her.
Yeah, because it's so great, because she's such an arrogant character that when she just trolls the women, and people are feeling it, like they're getting behind her.
I just love it. She's like, okay, I'm here now.
Yeah, like she comes out and she lets the announcer talk about her and tell us how bewitching and beautiful she is, and then all of a sudden Naomi's theme song cuts her off, and when Naomi walked out, Naomi looked beautiful walking out. I thought she looked gorgeous, even with the lights on. I was just like, Naomi, whoever got her makeup and her hair together, they really did that. Cause I think
it's on point. She's one of the most gorgeous women they have there.
Yeah, I think this is the best makeup and the best hair I've ever seen on Naomi. Like,
I loved that, the blue, the purple, and just the blue and the purple weave that she had, though. That was so cute.
Oh, yeah, I like that one, too. This is my favorite hair from Naomi, the green. The glow in the dark. Like, it's my favorite Naomi look.
I'd like to see if she can get, light blue glow in the dark, because then that would probably be something I'd be more into.
She will, girl. She's going to be switching this shit up. There's so many ways she can go with this.
Oh, yeah. So, anyway, So I love the look on Eva's face when
I know, me too.
Naomi's music hits, and she's like, "Oh God, girl, I wasn't ready," and she's like running around. And the thing is, watching this, I know because we analyze the matches in these women all the time, but as a fan, I kind of got sucked into it. I was like, "Yeah, snatch her!" Me too. I'm at a point where it's like I want these women to get Eva. I want them to get their hands on her, and it's really giving me Stephanie McMahon vibes from the Attitude Era.
When Eva Marie looked back and she was just shocked. She was just like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then Naomi started walking over. And the commentator, JBL, I love how JBL puts over Eva Marie. I love it. He's like, don't touch her. And David Tonga's like, no, get her. I want to see a fight. And he's like, what the hell is wrong with you? That is Eva Marie. And Eva's like, I'm not ready. And she started running. And I was like, get her, Naomi.
Oh, God. They're like, oh, no, her torn hamstring.
And I love how Eva Marie legit looked scared. The way that she was running. Her acting was on point. She reacted so perfectly. She slid into the ring perfectly and slid right out. She was smooth. And I was just like, yes. And then I loved how Natty just snatched Naomi out of nowhere and tossed Naomi's ass right out. And then she went for the schoolgirl roll-up, and Becky Lynch got her in the disarmer. Great finish. Great setup for this 6-women's tag match. It was just fucking perfect. And we had a lot of people bitching when SmackDown first started. Clearly, they were building all this up for us to have the 6-woman tag match at SummerSlam. They already knew what they wanted to do at SummerSlam. So they formatted it for us, and, fans were bitching and complaining. But on Tuesday, everybody's all snatched. Their weaves are on the floor. Everybody's like, SmackDown's the best. This, that, and the third. And
it's just because for 3 weeks they built these women. Yeah. They built characters behind them to get invested in this. You know what? How many times have women's wrestling fans been excited for a 6-woman tag team match on a pay-per-view?
Never, because it's so random. We don't even get a story. They just announce it oh, by the way, these women are going to have... Sometimes they don't even announce it. They announce it the day
they're
off.
Just like, oh, this match is a filler. Here you go.
Yeah, we got to fucking build. Come on, guys. That's why I'm listeners, this is why I hate to say this, but this is why wrestling fans are the stupidest fans in the world.
I was talking to my homegirl Kishi today about all the dumbass wrestling fans out there.
You know what, Nick? Speaking of talking about your homegirl, I know that you were saying something that you got into it with some bitch in school.
Oh God, yeah, I was supposed to start the show with that. Listeners, I have a little story for you halfway through the show. little halftime show here. So, the other day, In our school, so I'm in child and youth care with addiction support worker program, and we have a lot of heavy stuff that we need to study. So we take breaks and we get to do fun activities, kind of like to de-stress, to decompose everything that you've had to deal with. So we planned to do a lip sync challenge. So it's like all of us get to choose a song, and then we lip sync battle, and then whoever wins, we all vote, and whoever wins gets the first prize of like food or some shit. Just like, this is stuff that we could do with kids, you know? So we do all of these activities ourselves to kind of get like a first-hand feel with it. So this isn't our first time. So I was all good. I'm like, oh yes, bitch, I'm gonna do work from home. I had my homegirls with me. We had like some choreography put together. And this girl, I'm not going to name no name, in my class, she's stink-ass attitude. Always stink-ass attitude. I have to deal with it all the time. And she's just bitching constantly, all day. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. This is stupid. This isn't fun to me. Blah, blah, blah. Chirpy, 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 chirp. And it was at the end of the day, and I just couldn't take it. And I spoke for the majority of my classmates. I was like, hey, can you stop? Like, this is just supposed to be for fun. And she got very aggressive very quickly. She's like, well, I don't think it's fun, so I don't want to do it. I was like, okay, well, I don't want to hear you bitch about it for 7 times today, so can you stop that then? And she's like, well, that's your issue. And so then everybody started to get a little kind of tension, like, and then I was like, okay, girl, you need to calm down. And she's like, well, if you're going to be a jerk, I'll be a jerk right back to you. I was like, if you want to go there, girlie, we'll go right now. And she shot right up and started chirping, chirpy chirp. And so I pulled a natty. I was just like, girl, settle your tea kettle. Settle your tea kettle. And I just kept saying that, and that just kept pissing her off more and more and more. And she's like, you sit over there and you're chirping everybody all the time. I was like, I'm the one that's chirping. Bitch, you're the one over there. I'm speaking for the majority of the class. We're just tired of your bitching, boo. And so she got very, very angry, and then it got all quiet. And I was like, well, that was great. I'm going to go out for a cigarette now. I'll be right back. So I just got up, flipped my hair, and walked out.
This went on in front of the whole class?
Yep.
Well, goddamn. Yeah, I would have told her just to fucking leave then, bitch. Like, I wouldn't even, like, waste my time. I'd be like, you know what? Just get the fuck out.
I know, that's the thing, but I've had to deal with this girl for 8 months in my program so far, and it's every day, Monday to Friday. So it's like you build kind of that, like, family dynamic with your class.
Yeah.
And she's just so negative. It's one of those personalities that kind of reminds me of a girl we used to work with on podcasts before. So I just can't stand it. So
yeah.
So I put her in her place real quick. And then I got home, and I was like, oh, because I work with her as well with my other job that I do. So I was like, okay. So I pulled her aside the next day. I was like, hey, girl, we do not need to be friends, but we can have a professional relationship as long as we're working together. We won't have any quarrels. Just leave it at that. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here for my career. I just put it real simple, real quick, to the point, and it was done like that. And so I resolved it real quick.
Well, that's good.
So I was pretty proud of myself.
I had a little tiff with a friend, too, this week, but I don't know. I was really pissed, but I don't want to bore the listeners, but I really don't.
We'll save it to the end of the show, maybe.
Yeah. That was Nick's story time.
Let's move back to... you want to talk about NXT?
Yeah, let's do it. We covered everything at SmackDown, right? Oh, Maryse.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Maryse. I love how the British boys always make fun of how I say
I know. I should make fun of you, too. That girl's from my province. You should not be shading her.
I don't shade her. I don't know why I call
it's
her
Maryse.
I know, but I've always called her Maryse for some dumb reason. I don't know why. I want to stop. I try.
It's your accent, boo.
Is it my accent? It gotta be. I think it is. Cause
I just love me some Maryse.
It doesn't come natural to me. Like,
well, it's a French Canadian name,
Maryse.
right? So
is it Maryse?
Yeah, Maryse.
Yeah. And I call her Maryse. Like, come on.
You call her like Maryse sometimes, like Maurice. Like, it's just not cute.
It's not. But my girl looked stunning. I loved how they opened up the show with Miss TV. And she's just, like, bedazzling in the middle of the ring.
I love how she's now a part of Miss TV all the time, too. She's a host of Miss TV.
She's definitely slaying this whole role.
I had a girlfriend over when I was watching it, and she never watches wrestling. And she was just like, damn, I wish I had legs like hers. And, like, she's just so pretty. And, like, just, like, gawking over Maryse. I was like, oh, boo, I know.
She's like a Barbie doll. I love her.
She really is.
You know what's funny? Like, I was watching What the fuck was I watching? It was something. They had like the old Diva Search girls. Ooh, I was watching a random episode of Monday Night Raw because that's like my new thing now. I'll watch like Raw or SmackDown and I'll try.
Yeah, I seen your little videos.
Oh yeah, I was
in the middle of the night one time.
Yeah, and I'll just go back and I'll watch like a random thing. And I saw Maryse when she was a part of the Diva Search when she first met Miz, and I was like, damn, it's so crazy. Like I'm watching her at the early stage of her career, like the legit beginning, and then to see how far she is now, like she's on Total Divas. She has a movie coming out next week. I can't wait. It's gonna be on Sci-Fi. It's called The Isle of the Dead. It looks pretty cool. And Maryse is the leading lady on the movie. She's a star.
Oh, good for her.
And it's on Sci-Fi, and it's a 2-night episode, and I think it's on August 18th and August 19th. So check your local listings, guys, and support Maryse.
Oh, I hope they put that over with her character too.
They should. I'm like, why aren't they talking about her up and coming movie? Like, come on, though.
I think they're waiting till it comes out.
Oh, the week of, yeah. So
yeah,
because
they usually do that with Miz too. Like,
the Miz doesn't have a match on SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, he does against Apollo Crews.
Oh yeah. That's right. How could I even forget?
Because during the commercial break, he's like, "No, I study 900 lines of script every day. I'm pretty sure your name is Apollo Creed."
Oh yeah. That shade was hilarious.
And he just picks him up and power bombs.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Miz and Maryse. I can't wait to see what Maryse is going to wear at SummerSlam.
Yes. Oh, so and before we go to NXT, let's do SummerSlam predictions real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about that match: Apollo Crews versus Miz. IC title.
Miz. Gotta be.
It has to be. He's still really good in his kind of reign right now, and Apollo's really new. Is a great opportunity for him.
You know what?
I'm really excited.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but Miz is probably one of my favorite characters on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, character-wise, he's so fun.
You know what? And I never used to really like Miz. I liked him before Maryse came around because I was enjoying him, and it's been probably I'm talking about maybe 3 years ago. I used to really be so shady towards him. So shady. I used to be like, oh, this, that, and the third. He can't wrestle. His wrestling is blah, 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 blah. But now that WWE is letting him go with this character, I've been loving him since he came back with the whole Hollywood thing. I fucking love the guy. One of my favorites.
Ever since last SummerSlam, really.
Yeah, he's been one of my favorites since then. I loved him with the whole Sandow thing. I've just been loving fucking Miz.
I've always respected him as character-wise. He's one of the more solid overall characters that they have there, and I think he knows that. So, I'm not the biggest fan of his wrestling per se, but now that Maryse is there, I pay more attention to him and his segments. So. That says something. Let's go on to the Raw side for their mid-card title. It is Roman Reigns challenging Rusev for the United States Championship.
I really hope Rusev wins.
I do too. I think it's too early in his reign, but I'm thinking maybe Roman Reigns may take it.
But for what?
You know what they're like, so.
For what? He doesn't need that.
For the fact that WWE wants to establish him, and so they feel like maybe they pushed him too soon in the main title picture, so they want to give him a secondary title, like they did with Dean back in the day, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think he's.
I'm all Team Rusev and what they've been doing with him and Lana right now, and so I feel like maybe it could be a false finish, a DQ finish, and they can continue that feud forward.
No, I don't think Roman's going to win. I think Rusev is going over at SummerSlam because lately they've been pushing Rusev and Lana. They've been closing the show and opening the show. So what sense would it make for Roman Reigns' first match? Well, they had a match on Monday Night Raw to defend Lana's honor. I didn't even finish the match. I don't even know.
I didn't either.
I didn't finish. I fell asleep, to be honest. I was so tired. But I feel like Roman's been getting the upper hand. Like, he threw Lana in a cake. He punched Rusev in the face. They fought backstage. I feel like Rusev needs this win. So I'm going to go with Rusev and my girl Lana.
Okay, I'll go with Rusev too. Because, I don't really want Roman to take that title. I just feel like I'm thinking WWE ways, and I think maybe that's the step they want to go with Roman next. And I just don't see that title change happening at SummerSlam, though. But we'll go on to the Tag Team Championships. It's going to be the New Day facing off against Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. To be fair, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really been following this feud too much.
Oh, you don't know what's going on?
I know that they attacked Big E, took his nuts out, and now they're like doing these little gimmicks, kind of making fun of the New Day.
It's actually been pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great match. Well, who do you think is going to take those titles?
I think the New Day's dropping the belts.
I think they're dropping it too.
Yep. And
I think there needs to be a title change, and I think the tag titles are going to go.
It's going to be that. And Gallows and Anderson are pretty legit. They're pretty fun. They show WWE like they have chops. They could be funny. They could be entertaining, and they can come out and kick ass and beat the bad dudes. And for the single fact that they already put out Big E, who is like the quote unquote strong guy of the New Day, they already sidelined him. So I feel like it's gonna soften the blow for New Day to lose the belts.
I like that. I think so too. Speaking of other tag team matches, we'll go to my Canadian boys. I love this team that they put together too. What is it? Y2KO?
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah. Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. They'll be facing off against Enzo and Big Cass. So this, I've really been liking the feud that they've been building with these four. I think they're so hilarious together, especially Jericho and Owens. So what do you think is going to happen with?
Liz, I love Jericho. And listeners, you guys know I love Jericho. And you guys know for sure I love Owens. Love him. But my thing is, I don't want to see them in a tag match at a pay-per-view, especially at SummerSlam, like a big pay-per-view like SummerSlam. I don't prefer to see them in a tag match, but I understand that that's the only spot open for them to, and their Jericho's pretty much, shining up the new guys. Jericho's doing a good job. I love how Jericho comes in and works with the new guys. I love that shit. And he works well with them. But I hope that Jericho and Owens gets the win, only because I feel like Owens deserves a win. I feel like Owens has been losing a lot, and his credibility is just going low. Like, I don't know.
What I think is going to happen is they're going to lose Jericho and Owens, and then Owens is going to snap and turn on Jericho and powerbomb him.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's going to powerbomb him on the outside.
They might turn Owens' face.
What, and have Jericho attack him after?
I mean, like, if he attacks Jericho, the crowd would love that shit.
But it's going to be a Brooklyn crowd anyways.
They're going to love Owens. And
right.
They're going to love... But the fucking...
They're going to love Enzo and Big Cass,
yeah,
too.
They're from there. I don't know. This one's... I'm really on the fence, so I don't know who's going to win this one. I don't know.
I'm going to go with Enzo and Big Cass, and I feel like Owens is going to turn on Jericho, and then they're going to have a feud going in on the Raw brand.
That would be cool to see them two go at it, though.
I feel like they'd have a great feud. Can you imagine the promos between those two?
It would be hilarious. I love Jericho.
And like you mentioned, Jericho is putting over all these newer talents. Owens is probably one of the best talents that they have there. So
yeah, look at what Jericho did. He catapulted Dean into the World Heavyweight Championship.
He catapulted AJ Styles as well. Look at him.
Yeah, so hopefully it works for Kevin. I would love to see Kevin and Finn Balor on Raw. I would love to see that.
Oh, I would too. But let's go on to the women's match on SmackDown. So this 6-woman tag team match is kind of up in the air. Which team, I suppose, do you think will be walking out the winners?
Naomi and the girls.
You think the face girls are going to take it?
I think they should.
I think whoever the replacement is, if it's a bigger name, if it's Nikki, I think they're taking it.
Yeah, if it's Nikki Bella, give it to my girl Nikki Bella. But Naomi shouldn't take the fall. I think Carmella should do the due diligence.
Yeah, speaking of Carmella, she's going to get a great pop in Brooklyn as well.
Yeah, she should do the job. She should take the pinfall.
She'll do a job.
Yeah.
And then if it's the face team, I feel like maybe Natty could take it.
The heel team, you mean?
Yeah, like take the fall for it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so what else do they have? We can go to...
Cena and AJ?
Oh, yeah, Cena and AJ. I haven't been following that feud at all. So
what?
That's why.
You know what? This is really good. And I know a lot of people have not been following it because it's been overshadowed by all these big matches because, let's be real, the card is stacked.
It's stacked. And you know what, Boo? I do not have time for you to put it over for me.
But what I will tell you is that AJ has been doing a phenomenal work on that mic. And I love how Daniel Bryan called out John Cena on Smack Talk for offending him for a comment. Have you been watching Smack Talk?
I haven't watched any of them until the last one. This is the first time I watched it.
You know, Nick, I know you. I know your personality, and I know the type of shit you like in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And this show has your name.
It does, because the first episode, I was like, look at Daniel shading fucking Renee at the start of this show.
You would love it, Nick. Trust me, you would fucking love it.
I have to go back and watch the first two.
And Daniel Bryan is very honest on this show, and that's
He's so honest. I love that.
He really blurs the line between kayfabe and wrestling. He blurs that line so perfectly. Like, he had Eva Marie and the girls on it, and he really tried Eva.
Yeah, I heard about that on the last episode you and Tom were talking about.
Yeah, it was good. But, for me, Cena had a strong showing on SmackDown this past week, so I'm gonna...
I did see that he put AJ through the table.
AJ better win. He lost that Mania. He better win at SummerSlam. He better...
I think he needs it.
Come on, like, really, if Cena wins, I'm gonna be so disappointed in SmackDown. I'm gonna be really, really pissed. Pissed.
Yes. Let's move on to the women's match over on Raw, one of the main events of SummerSlam, quite frankly. It is going to be the boss, my girl, Sasha Banks, facing off against Charlotte, your girl, for the WWE Women's Championship. No Dana Brooke. Nothing's going on there. It's just going to be a good, solid one-on-one match. If this was 2K17, I'd put this match on Epic. Like, it is going to be amazing.
I saw that Sasha Banks made a tweet, and she said if we thought any of her other matches were, like, amazing, wait until we see SummerSlam.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
And I think that Sasha Banks is going to pull all the fucking stops, and I think Charlotte is going to be right there with her, and you know what? I'm going to win, because I'm going to get my fucking life watching that fucking match. I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. These two are like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together. And I'm excited for it, but
it's so hard. I don't know whose chemistry I like more, Sasha and Bayley or Sasha and Charlotte. Like, they're just... The match dynamics between them are so good. The chemistry is so different, but so good at the same time.
That's a good issue to have, a dilemma. Like, you don't know which Sasha... You know what? At the end of the day, the common denominator is Sasha Banks. She's just that bitch.
Yeah,
you know
it's kind of like I love the chemistry with Beth and Mickey. I love the chemistry with Mickey and Melina. Like, some of these girls just have those certain girls that they work so well with. Like Trish Victoria, Trish Lita. I just couldn't choose which one I liked more. Trish Jazz, like, all those girls.
Oh, Nick. We got to talk about the women's special, too.
Oh, yes, yeah. We'll talk about that after SummerSlam.
I read a rumor, before we move on, that WWE is in talks with Mickie James. Can you imagine Mickie James popping in on SmackDown to be the replacement?
I would love that. Oh, for the replacement.
Yeah, for the heels. That would probably be a little weird. Her coming in as a heel. Or maybe Melina.
I love me being a heel Mickie James, though.
I don't see her coming back as a heel because the fans love her. Come back as a heel, no, that ain't gonna work. That's too fantasy booking, sorry.
What about Melina?
I could see Melina doing it, but I don't think WWE wants her back.
But there was all those rumors about all these people that they reached out to, and all of the other people that were with Melina's name have been contacted or have been signed already. So it makes me believe, like, well, maybe she was reached out to.
Maybe.
Because she's training, she's been wrestling. So
she has. And the only women from her era that I can see would be Eve Torres, even though Eve Torres is a little later in her era. But Eve Torres had a baby. She's working on movies. I don't see Eve Torres wanting to come back.
The only girls from her era I could see coming back are Mickie James or Kelly Kelly.
I don't see Kelly coming back either.
I see her coming back at some point.
You do?
Well, yeah, once her WAG's career dries out, of course.
Well, she just got picked up for season 3. So, okay.
Oh, they already had a season 2 already?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I love WAGs. You guys know we haven't been talking about WAGs, but I still watch my WAGs. I love my WAGs girls. I love Kelly.
They're so annoying.
But let's go back.
So let's move on, though.
Yeah.
So, Sasha, Charlotte, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with, I think Sasha's going to win. Yep.
I think Sasha needs it. So I'm going with the boss. We'll move on to SmackDown's main event. It will be Dean Ambrose putting his WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line against Dolph Ziggler.
I hope Dolph Ziggler fucking takes that belt off of Dean Ambrose. However, I've been enjoying Dean's mic work.
Mm-hmm.
I have been. But I also like how Stone Cold put his ass together on the Stone Cold podcast, and he got really offended by Stone Cold. I don't know if you watched it, he kind of told Stone Cold on the show, like, I don't know why you're, like, the animosity. I don't know why you're coming at me like this. But it got a little awkward. And Stone Cold was just giving it to him. Stone Cold told Dean everything that I have to say about Dean Ambrose. And I really...
so you possessed Stone Cold's body for that one.
I did. You guys, Gigi calls me a witch, guys, and there it is. I put my voodoo. I got that voodoo for you bitches. But Stone Cold really put Dean together, and But then again, Ziggler has been fueling Dean. I feel like Dean likes working with Ziggler. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, to be honest, if I was a wrestler in WWE, I would love to work with Ziggler. Like he's one of the solid guys that they have. They're one of kind of the go-tos, right? So I think this is a really good opportunity for him. But continue on, sorry.
But you know what really got me excited for this match was this past week when fucking Ziggler was like putting Dean together. He's like, I'm gonna scrape, I'm gonna claw, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then boom, he super kicked him out of fucking nowhere.
Right in the chops.
I loved it, and I was just like, what?
And you see Maurice in the background too. She's like, ooh.
Yeah. She was sipping that tea. But I was just so like, I was like, yes, Ziggler, yes, Queen, kick him. Knock that motherfucker out. Let him know who you are, because he's straight up disrespecting you. Like, the shit that
he's like, he doesn't care about him. Like, he's cocky.
No, Dean doesn't give a fuck. Dean's acting like he's the fucking Undertaker. That's why I was like, yeah, kick him in the fucking mouth. And I'm so glad that fucking Ziggler did that shit. So it got me invested. It got me interested. So I really hope, maybe if Ziggler don't lose, I want him to lose his fuck. If Ziggler loses, lose your fucking mind. Beat the shit out of him after the match. Beat up the referee and fucking, I don't know, slap JoJo on your way out. Like, I want him to go full on heel, because Ziggler was an amazing heel. That's how he got over. That's how people loved him, because he was an amazing heel. Bring him back, he's going to be the SmackDown version of a Seth Rollins.
They need that. And his character, we've talked about it, and you've talked about him so much on our show, that it's so dry that he needs that heel character. He needs that heel turn.
He needs it.
And I think right now is appropriate. So I do agree with you. We talked about it in the chat. Like, I don't think Ziggler's going to win, just because Dean has held that title it's been too quick right now. So I think Dean's going to win. I think Dolph is going to be so close, and there may be maybe a roll-up victory or something like that. I don't know. And then Dolph is just going to snap. I want him to throw him over the table. I want him to get steel chairs out. I want him just to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, this shouldn't be their first and only match. I think...
No, because Backlash is the next pay-per-view, and that's the SmackDown exclusive.
Yeah. And I think that's when Dolph should maybe take the belt off of Dean. Maybe.
I'd like that, maybe.
It depends how his heel turn transitions.
There's also been talks... Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Go ahead.
There's also been talks of Bray Wyatt potentially getting involved in this match, since he's kind of had his little foot in this feud.
So you could see him interfering, because he doesn't have a spot on SummerSlam. He left Rowan in the middle of the ring on SmackDown.
He's like, fuck you.
I mean, thank God. I was just like, when he was walking away, I was like, yes, walk away from the trash. Let him be. Come on. I'm so over it. Wait for your boy Luke to come back around, because that's the one that got your back. That's the one that can help you win matches, okay? Not fucking Rowan. Rowan, girl, bye. Honestly, truly, Rowan can get released for me.
I believe it too.
To me, I'm not for losing your job or anything. I'm just not here for his character. I feel like there's no purpose for his character anymore. I feel like Bray Wyatt's outgrown them.
And they kind of have the Braun Strowman for that big guy now.
Yeah,
so
Rowan's just Bray Wyatt's anchor on SmackDown. He's just holding him down. Do something else with the man, or let him go. You know what? Oh my God. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say this.
Maybe what? Were you gonna say have a few?
I know that Ziggler. There's been mention that Ziggler needs a diesel. They're saying that they need to put somebody big with Ziggler.
Ew, no.
When he goes heel. So I was like, maybe.
Get out of here. That's some Tom logic around here.
That's just. But Kevin Nash has tweeted it out himself that he would love to work with Ziggler and be his manager.
Kevin Nash, like, stay in the back. Nobody wants to see your old ass out there. Let's be real.
I do, Nick. You're alone on that. And Kevin
Well,
Nash.
see him wall out and fucking snap one of his.
I mean, he wasn't the best wrestler, I'm not saying he was.
To be honest, you know what? It's a personal thing with me and Nash. I find him very arrogant. I find him very arrogant. I don't like him. So.
What? He didn't call you in the morning?
Ew! You think I'd bring him? Please, bitch.
He didn't wait for breakfast? Why are you bad?
I just don't like him.
Why? What have you done?
Okay, so I watched... I don't want to get into it about fucking Kevin Nash. We don't have time. I'll talk about it in the group chat.
So shady, so nasty, it's so rude. I love when they shade these people, and then when I challenge them on why, it's always like... Shut up, James. I don't want to get into it. Move it on.
It's because you fucking dissect it, and we'll have to sit here for 45 minutes and talk about why I don't like old man Kevin Nash.
But why? Because you didn't like him on Magic Mike? Is that what it is?
No, I didn't like his the way he handled himself over the WWE like network specials and stuff when they were showcasing the whole fucking war between WCW and WWE. I just think he's cocky. I think he's arrogant. I don't like the way he handled himself in WCW, how he kind of put himself on the forefront, made himself the head honcho.
But
I don't know. I don't like him.
He was that dude, though. People grow. It's growing pains. People grow. That's when he was younger, on top of the game. You gotta be cocky.
When have you been fucking team Kevin Nash?
Listen, I've never been team Kevin Nash, but I respect the man. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like he would contribute to the Ziggler character. I really do. I
think there's plenty more people that they can get in there. Why, of all people, would Kevin Nash come back to fill a Diesel spot for Dolph Ziggler?
It would be great, kid. Are you kidding me? Dolph Ziggler is compared to as the Shawn Michaels of this era.
You know what? Get him a Sherry Martel then. He does not need a Kevin Nash.
I think it would work. Kevin Nash.
Listeners, let us know. Let us know. Would you like to see old fucking dusty Kevin Nash waddle himself down in the ring with Ziggler?
I mean, he could politic for Ziggler. It would be great, because Ziggler could be this hothead.
Yeah, because then he's going to soak up all his mic time.
No. Listen. Ziggler would be the hothead, because I can see that's the character that Ziggler's going for. A very frustrated hothead, pissed off, like how he told Daniel and Shane to go screw themselves. And I can see them going to Diesel like, yo, you need to chill your guy out. Diesel's like, he'll come real calm, like, yo, I'll talk to my boy.
Girl, I'm going to be sending those gifts to you right now. Because
I don't know. Listeners, let us know. Do you agree with me or do you agree with Nick? I know a lot of you guys will agree with Nick because y'all like to suck Nick's. Yeah. But whatever.
And that's because I'm real. They believe me and they agree with me. So, y'all. Let James know.
I just think it would be great, but let's move on. We got other matches.
Yeah, let's move on. We do not have time for that. So, the final match, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins.
Is it the final match?
Oh no, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar.
Let's do Randy Orton and Brock.
Okay.
Brock, but I feel like Orton is gonna give him a good match.
He'll give him a better match than Dean, that's for sure.
Oh, that's for sure, because even Dean talked about how he did not like that match. He didn't like.
He called him lazy.
He called Brock lazy and blah, blah, blah. But then again, Dean, you're sloppy, and I don't think Brock wants to go crazy. Like, no shade. Like, all right, I don't want to shade Dean. I really don't, but I'm being real. Brock Lesnar is a high-profile talent. He cannot afford injuries or falling awkwardly. So, honestly, I wouldn't do those things Dean wanted me to do either. No, because I don't trust you. You're not clean. You're not precise.
Randy is seasoned.
Randy is seasoned, clean. He's a perfectionist. And Randy is ready for this fucking match. He's been having his warm-up matches. He's ready to go. And Randy, you know what? I've never seen Randy so excited to be on TV.
He doesn't seem bored like he always used to.
He seems so. I feel like this whole, because he was out for almost a year.
It was like 9 months, I think.
Yeah, and he's back. He's re-energized. Randy's ready to go. So I know it's going to be a great match. And I think Brock is going to win because I don't think the guy that beat the Undertaker streak should lose to Randy Orton. No shade to Randy.
No, Randy's not going to win, though. But I think it will be a fun match. I'm going to go with Brock with that, too. But let's move on to the final match. So Finn Balor, Seth Rollins for the Universal title.
Do we know if they're the main event for sure?
I believe so. Well, unless they do Randy and Lesnar.
That is the match that they've been promoting.
That was the first match they built, so...
Or maybe Ziggler. Do you think Ziggler and Dean could get the main events?
No, God, no. I think it's going to be. I think it's either going to be Lesnar, Randy, or it's going to be the Universal title because it's the new title. They're going to debut it, the final main event. So, and especially that Finn Balor entrance to end the show off. Come on.
I'm gonna go with. Oh my God, this is hard.
This is a tough one, eh?
Listen, I love Seth, and Seth has been getting slim thick. Oh my God, Nick, I'm sorry, but your boo. I've been checking him out. Don't leave me alone in the kitchen.
You know what? Don't worry, boo. I'll share with you.
Do not leave me alone with him.
He has too much cake to eat by myself. Okay.
I'll take it all, bitch.
Oh, bitch, you better watch yourself and go over to Jason Jordan.
Ooh, you better stay out of Jason Jordan's closet, bitch, okay? Don't even try it. You better get out of my bag. Don't be touching what's mine. Damn, this is tough. Listen, I love Seth Rollins, and I could easily see them throw that belt on Seth Rollins. I love Finn. Finn is the most exciting character that they've debuted in WWE in years, since I think Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was so exciting for me. And now that Finn Balor's on the main roster, I gotta go with... I'm gonna go with Finn. It's a new belt, new guy, Finn.
Okay, I'm going with Seth. I have to go with my baby. Seth Rollins, he's established. I feel like, don't get me wrong, Finn Balor's established as well, but from WWE standards, he's the guy. He's the man. And I feel like he's going to be the first Universal Champion.
You know what? The Demon has never been pinned. The Demon King has never been pinned. So you're telling me...
The Demon King has been pinned, boo. What you talking about?
By who?
By Samoa Joe and the King.
No. Was he?
Yes.
In the cage match?
He hit him with the top rope, whatever that move does.
Oh, the
muscle buster.
Yeah. Was he just... Oh, yeah, he was. Fuck.
Yeah.
So do you think Seth Rollins can do
Of
it?
course he can beat Finn Balor the Demon. Are you kidding me?
But Finn Balor came out on his debut and beat, 4 people in one night. And he can't beat Seth Rollins?
No, Seth Rollins is the messiah of wrestling.
I'm going with... Listen, you guys know I love Seth Rollins. Nick, you know I love Seth Rollins.
I know.
And I know that Seth Rollins is going to put on an amazing show. And I know Finn is too, but this is just me thinking like a WWE exec. I think they're going to give it to... Seth can afford this loss at SummerSlam. He won last year. He beat Cena.
True.
So I can see... Yeah, I'm going with Finn. Finn.
Okay, I'm going Seth. I feel like for the first ever WWE Universal Champion, I feel like it should be Seth.
All right, let's talk
and then continue the feud on. He could be real sneaky how he wins it or something. And then they continue how the Finn Rollins feud, because I feel like that's money.
Yeah, because I feel like if Seth... I like Seth chasing. You know what I mean?
I like Seth as champion because he's so cocky and he gets out of the way and he's slimy and he's arrogant. So I like having a babyface chase versus a heel chasing, if you get me.
I don't know. I kind of liked how Seth Rollins was calling out the Demon. They talking about how he summoned the Demon to Monday Night Raw and blah, blah, blah. It was really cool to see the Demon debut on Monday Night Raw. I really liked that.
Right.
And it was unexpected. So... I gotta go with Finn because I could see Seth being pissed off on Monday Night Raw, saying that it isn't fair, he's not human, he's this, he's that, that's a demon, blah blah blah. Complaining. I feel like that's storyline progression. Then instead of Finn Balor coming and talking, they just debuted this guy. There's a lot of momentum behind him. A lot of people are talking about him, and then for him to come and lose to Seth Rollins doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I picked Finn.
Okay, we'll see when it comes down to that. So listeners, down in the comments, let us know your SummerSlam predictions. We want to know.
Yes. Now let's talk about Raw real quick.
Yes. We have to scrap right through that, though, because we have lots of other stuff to talk about. Nia Jax squashing that girl.
Oh my God.
They're just building her up so great.
Yeah, they're building up Nia for something big. And I know a lot of people are complaining, another squash match. Shut the fuck up, because you guys saw what happened with SmackDown, and now y'all living for your fucking lives.
Just wait till Nia gets her chance after Sasha retains, and she's like, oh my gosh, she gave me the fight of my life, and then you hear, I'm not like most girls.
Everybody's going to be like,
yeah, okay.
So, whatever. So that's why, and I love how she pushed that girl right off the top rope.
Oh, that was a rough little.
Did you see her Instagram? She put hashtag she's dead, and then Nia dragged her ass back into the ring and pinned her. And did her finisher. I love her new finisher. Do you like her finisher, Nick?
I do. I like the finisher. I kind of like the PipeBomb, but I see why they switched it. It's kind of like the Samoan drop into like a.
It's her own version of something that's very
it's very Goldberg-esque,
Say that again?
It's very Goldberg-esque, like his fisherman suplex kind of thing that he did. I feel like it's very much like that, but like you said, she made it her own with the Samoan drop version of it. Because the first time she did that on Bayley, she held her up in a suplex position, and it was a nasty fall. Like it looked like it hurt. So I like kind of the Samoan drop version of it too.
Yeah, Nia Jax is just doing great things. So I'm excited for Nia.
I am excited for this Nia Jax Braun Strowman match they're building.
You saw that meme?
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
So yeah, let's move on to NXT real quick.
Wait a minute, Sasha and Charlotte.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
What did they do on Raw?
Charlotte beat Foxy.
All right, this is what I wanted to talk about. You see how everybody wanted to rush Alicia Fox onto Monday Night Raw and blah, 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 blah. Well, you guys got what you wanted. Look at what they did. She just came out and she just lost the match to Charlotte. Didn't even have an entrance. That's what you guys want for Naomi? Like, remember when they were rushing Naomi and they're rushing Summer Rae to get back on TV? But this is what you guys want. This is what you guys asked for. We want Foxy.
That's what you get.
And that's what you got. Foxy came out and just lost. I even forgot it happened. I didn't even know who Charlotte faced. I don't like that shit. That's one thing I didn't like about Monday Night Raw. I didn't like that they wasted Alicia Fox like that. I feel like this is their opportunity to repackage her and bring her back as something great. And they gave us just a regular, basic Alicia Fox thing. I don't. To
be fair, if I were the women of Raw, I'd be a little jealous of the women of SmackDown and the treatment that they're getting.
Exactly, and people were all complaining about SmackDown, and I'm like, no, let's look at Raw over here, because all we get right now on Raw is a storyline that's been going. Like I talked about the Sasha Banks and the Charlotte. This feud has been going. They haven't set anything new up for us besides Nia Jax.
The thing is with Raw, because I heard a lot of people say, oh, the only women over there that are getting showcased are Sasha and Charlotte, and that's not true. That's the focal point of the feud that's going on right now. Dana Brooke is a huge influence in that feud. Nia Jax is being built up. And if you guys don't remember, Lana is getting heavily featured right now. So that is 4 or 5 women of the Raw brand that are being showcased. So it's like Summer Rae, Alicia Fox, their moments will come up.
But that's what they got. Look they wanted Alicia Fox. There you go. That's what you got. That's what you guys wanted.
So if you keep bitching and you say you want Summer Rae, that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. So keep putting it out there.
What I would like to see for a Summer Rae return would be her coming down and being like, I am upset. You guys need to listen to me. This is not fair. This is mistreatment of one of your best stars in the women's division. How dare you not put me in any match? And then Nia come down, and then she'd be like terrified of Nia. And then she could kind of like have a little bit more than just a squash match with her. But she could drag Summer around, and then she could be scared of her. Like something like that would be a little bit better than just have, Summer Rae's in the ring. She's going to get squashed.
Actually, I wouldn't want her to have a match. I wouldn't want her to come out talking. Maybe like outside of her wrestling gear. Like I wouldn't want her in ring gear. I would just want her to come out and cut a promo. And then Nia comes out and attacks her. Like that. I wouldn't want it to be a match. I want it to build into a match.
Build up to it. Yeah, I like that.
That's what I would.
Because, there was talks of Paige and Nia having their feud, but now Paige being suspended, they just replaced her with Summer.
It's only 30 days. Paige will be back at the end of September. Like, it's going to go back quick. Remember Roman? I forgot Roman was suspended. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It goes by like that.
Yeah, but other than that...
No, quick mention. Dana Brooke, at the end of the match, when Charlotte called Sasha into the ring, and Sasha was like, all right, bitch, you want to go? We'll go. And Sasha came into the ring, and, before the match, you had Charlotte putting Dana together. That was all the work for us. Like, we got it going. I had me thinking that Dana Brooke and Charlotte might disband. They still might be teasing. Maybe that was Dana making it up to Charlotte, trying to kiss her ass.
I think it's a tease because she's been kissing her ass for the past couple months now, really. But when she keeps fucking up and stuff, she's just kind of like, it's okay, I'm your protege, I'm learning, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so I think it's just going to get to the point where she's like, yeah, Dana's going to help her, and she's going to be like, did I do good? And she's going to be like, you were just in my way, or whatever. And she's going to be like, you know what? I'm not helping you anymore.
I liked how Dana just attacked Sasha, and then when Charlotte put her in the figure 8. Dana was like kicking her, and then Dana ripped off the sunglasses off her head and then broke them and threw it at Sasha.
She's just snapping it.
Yeah. And then when the referees came to try to break it up, I love how Dana was distracting the referees so Charlotte can keep the figure 8 locked on it. Like, Dana
damn, she had her in that for a while.
And Dana really showed out. Like, the way that she was trying to get at Sasha, I was like, yeah, go get that bitch. Like, she wanted to get Sasha. She was like reaching out. She looked real ratchet. She looked like the
she was
girl.
Embarrassed from last week?
Yeah. I loved how she was in sneakers and tights and a hoodie. Like, she looked like she was ready for a street fight. And she was just kicking Sasha and trying to get at her. So it was cool.
She looked like Emma when Emma attacked Bayley that time. I don't know where.
Oh, yeah. On,
she just snatched her on NXT.
she drawed something from her old tag team partner.
There you go. But yeah, so Raw was pretty good. I've been more of a fan of SmackDown lately, though.
Yeah.
I'll be real. I want to talk real quick about Smack Talk.
Go ahead.
Because you have been going on and on about Natty's new praising her new mic skills. So I was like, okay, I want to take a listen to this. So I'm listening to Smack Talk, having a great old time, listening to everybody. Renee, Brian's doing a good job. Then Becky and Naomi are there. I get to hear about Naomi's little entrance thing that she's inspired together. Becky's talking about the match with Eva. And then Natty shows up. And I'm like, okay. Jaymes, I don't know what you've been watching, boo-boo. But I don't get it. I can't connect with it. The thing, I get where she's going with it. We're trying to be politically correct. And she's trying to be, like, getting on the good side of Daniel because he's the GM and all this and that. But all of her comments that she made were so bullshit, so cookie cutter, just messy. And it was funny because even Becky called her out. She's like, girl, my hair is orange. Like, it's not red. Like, all these little things that she was bringing up that she's brought up in all of her other promos in the past, it's just not good.
Becky's hair is not red.
No, are you kidding me?
That bitch's hair is red. Are you fucking kidding
You're
me?
the colorblind one. You've said it on the show.
I know I'm
so,
colorblind.
Bitch, it is orange.
But I'm
orange
not,
as could day.
Bitch, I don't see black and white. You know what I mean? Like, I'm... Alright, like pink...
Bitch, you think blues and purples are the same color, so what's the difference between a red and an orange to you?
Is it really orange? It looks...
It is bright-ass orange. Are you kidding me?
Really?
Yes!
Are
you fucking with me right now?
Dude, it looks red, and when Natty said it, I was just like, yeah, it's red. You know,
you and Natty are cut from the same cloth.
You know, when people say, like, alright, you could be right, Nick, I am legit colorblind, but...
I know,
like,
you are. That's why I'm like, boo, it is bright orange.
When Natty said it, I was just like, I didn't think anything of it, because to me, it was red, you know? And then I was like, why the fuck she say? And then Eva Marie said it the week prior. Eva Marie said, like, oh, she got red hair like me, and then Brian was like, no, it's actually orange, and blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, well, she tried to say all orange everything, or some shit like that. And I was just like, her hair looks fucking red to me. Like, whatever. It looks red to me.
Girl, I'm worried about you on the streets with these lights. Like,
but previously, like maybe like a couple of months ago, her hair looked orange to me. Now it's like dark. It looks red. She changed her hair color, or am I really?
You are blind as a bat, Jaymes.
So she hasn't changed her hair color at all. Is that what
no? She has her root. She always touches up her roots. That's it.
Wow. Then I guess.
Listeners, you need to get on Jaymes, because Becky Lynch's hair is orange. I don't know what the hell you've been smoking, but you need to give me some.
I don't know. It looks fucking red to me. I'm sorry.
Anyway, going back to Natty, her promo skills, I'm sorry, they're lacking. I think Nick, she's the weakest out of them. You
know what, Nick? I think you're so blocked with Natty at this point. I feel like
No, boo. I have tried opening up because I'm liking Natty's new heel character. When she first did that little thing with Carmella, when she was like, my uncle.
You didn't like that? You like?
I like that. I love that.
You didn't like last week? I feel like she drew her from the same page. I feel
last week? What'd she do last week?
Not last week. At Smack Talk this week.
No, this week. Horrible. Horrendous.
Horrible. I loved when Naomi took off her bracelet and threw it at her, like, here, take some of my merch. And she's like, I don't want that cheap, tacky bracelet. Keep that away from me that she told Renee. I love the passive-aggressive. I love the politically correct corniness. I like it. And I think Natty fits the shoe. Natty reminds me of the girl in school that just wants to kiss the teacher's ass. ass, and everybody can't fucking stand her. She's the girl that'd be like, oh, you didn't ask for the homework. You know what I mean?
You know what? I get that. I get the direction. I like that character.
Like it.
Natty doesn't pull it off for me.
I like it. Honestly, truly, I like it. Nick, I just feel like you have a block on Natty. Honestly.
I do not have a block on Natty. I love me some Natty. Don't get me wrong, but that's the thing. With her mic skills, I have said it for years now.
I gotta watch it again.
You go back and you listen.
I'm gonna need you.
To her responses to what Naomi says, aside from when she threw her little bracelet, yeah, that was good. Aside from that, how she ended her segment, her last final word.
End it. She got cut off because they were like, we don't got any more time for you, Daddy. I was like, the shade. She can't even get a closeout. Like, come on, Nick. Come on. You
go watch that again.
You go watch it again, bitch.
Oh, bitch, you go watch it.
You know what? We're going to watch it together after this, okay?
Girl, I can watch the Cruiserweight Classic after this.
I haven't even watched that either. I got to catch up.
I watched the first match. It was really good. But yeah, we won't talk about that.
Let's talk about NXT.
Yes, NXT, real quick. I seen your bae, Hideo, open the show.
How do you feel about Hideo? I know a lot of people are a little, lukewarm with him.
I think, well, does he have a match at TakeOver?
No.
Why is that?
Because he just got back, and I feel like they're just familiarized. Come on, he's been out for almost a year, and I feel like he needs to be. The whole division has been reformatted. There's all different people. I feel like they need to build him up again.
You know what? I think Hideo's in a good spot. Keep him in NXT. Just rebuild him. I don't see anything wrong with. I'm happy he's back. I love his wrestling style.
Me too.
So I'm happy to see him perform. I thought maybe they would place him up against Ty Dillinger or something. But yeah, who knows? So we'll see what happens with Hideo. But I think he's got a great future. And I think he's going to be one of the NXT champion down the line, for sure.
I like that guy, Mustafa, that he had a match
Mustafa Ali, yeah, he was in the Cruiserweight Classic as well. Yeah. I forgot about him, actually, in one of the first ones.
I love his look and his gear.
Yeah, he's really good.
His gear is on point. I love how he moves.
He's cute, too.
I think he's really cute. But he ain't my Cedric Alexandra. Bang!
Nope.
Love him.
I love me some Jack Gallagher.
Is that little ginger?
Yes.
Alright. Okay.
I know he's not your type, but here's the thing. I'm impartial with gingers, okay?
He had his match already?
Yeah, he was the first opening match that he had. It was against Akira Tozawa.
I haven't seen his match. I think I missed that episode.
Wait, so you missed his opening match then?
I missed the last final round.
Oh, boo-boo, you go back and watch
the first round, I missed the last
His style is so technical. Listeners, we're going to be doing the Cruiserweight Classic show.
Is he like Zack Sabre Jr.? Because a lot of people are over the
No. He is so much more entertaining than Zack Sabre Jr. I'll give you that right now. I've heard so many fans be like, I'm more Team Gallagher than Jr.
I'm going to check him out. Definitely.
He's so fun. He's so entertaining. And his style is just so unique and interesting. The match he had with Akira, I'm not going to spoil nothing for you, but some of the holds he puts this guy in, it's just amazing. I've never seen
kind of like Gotch?
He's kind of like Gotch, but more fun.
I love Gotch. Gotch is held back like crazy.
That you're going to love Gallagher, then.
I don't like how they hold Gotch back on main roster. I loved how he was on NXT. I don't like how they're doing him on the main roster.
Doing him dirty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going on to NXT, Hideo, he had a great little match. Then we were privileged to have a 6-woman tag team match with some debuting girls. But before that, though, William Regal was backstage. He was talking about NXT, TakeOver, how it's being shaped to being one of the best takeovers possible. Billie Kay steps in. She's like, Regal, how can this takeover be the best possible when I'm not on it? I was showcased on SmackDown a month ago. I've had a series of wins. I deserve to be on this card. So he puts her in the match with the debuting Ember Moon. So it's official. We speculated who she was going to be facing off against. And I think Billie's the best choice, hands down.
Did you listen to last week's episode of our show?
Yeah, I did.
She said everything I wanted her to say in the exact same segment that I said I want her to
I know, I think she was listening.
I think that's so crazy because I said that she needs to come in, she needs to talk about she's been on SmackDown and she's been ripping through this division and she needs a match at TakeOver. And then he's like, well, I got the perfect opponent for you, Ember Moon. And I'm here for it. And I'm glad that she had a talking segment on fucking NXT. Finally,
She has a beautiful voice, too.
She's so gorgeous. I love the girl. She's one of the girls that is ready to go. She's
hands down
ready to go. Let's get her going. And then they had their debuting girls come out next.
Yeah, so you want to kind of cover that?
I mean, all right, who came out first? We had
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan. Who I like Liv Morgan. She's scrappy. She's authentic.
I'm getting warmed up to her, I must say.
You know what I didn't like is the backstage segment when they shot her, Carmella, and Nikki together, and I was just like, Liv, you and Carmella look too similar. I was like, I hope she goes back and looks at that and thinks about how she wants to switch it up a bit. She's gonna have to switch it up again, Liv. Like, it's only your look, Liv. That's all. My only thing.
Here's the thing with Liv, because I heard what you were talking about her look last week, and I agree with you. There is similarities with the whole Carmella look. The thing with Liv is, I feel like she could keep this Jersey-style look. She just needs bright colors, because you notice Carmella doesn't wear pinks or reds and bright blues and bright pinks or anything like that. She wears her neutrals, she wears her whites, she wears her cheetah print. So I feel like Liv can capitalize on that and kind of have more of a color scheme with her outfits.
Nick, that's not part of the East Coast culture. She'd be like drifting away, because the East Coast, we love the dark. We love, we're covered in winter. It's always winter here.
True.
It's always cold. But with Liv, I feel like
my favorite look she had was the match she had with Billie Kay, though, with the red and the white.
Like that.
I thought that was cute.
With Liv, I feel like she's gonna evolve. Her gimmick, her outfits are going to keep changing. I'm just, like, Liv, honestly, I don't know what to tell you what to wear. I don't know. It's up to you to figure out. But all I'm going to say is, like, right now, I'm not feeling it, But
it's an improvement.
It is. I like the pants. Like, to me, she has all the ingredients, but she hasn't formalized it. She hasn't figured out how to put it together. But she will. She will. I believe in her. But anyways.
Speaking of another girl who kind of needs to get her look together,
I'm gonna cut her some slack.
Nikki Glencross, girl, I love Nikki Storm from the UK. Guys, if you're not familiar with her work, check out some of her matches. She has such a great personality as a heel. That's why I was kind of like, oh, they're booking her as a face in NXT. So it's like, I see why, because kind of the dynamics with all the other women, but I need her to have a gimmick change, bring her back as a heel, and different outfit, girl, because it's too indie. So I need her to kind of switch it up, but very impressed with her. I love her ring work. She's very solid in the ring, so I think she has a really good future in NXT, especially if they give her the mic, because she's very sassy. She's very kind of in your face, kind of similar to Paige in a sense, but not as immature. You know what I mean? Like, she's a seasoned vet from the UK. So I'm really excited to see what they do with Nikki.
What I have to say about her is the whole babyface thing. Like, come on, she's billed as the best in the galaxy. Like, that's what a heel says.
Right.
So, definitely a heel thing. But for me, she needs a ring name. I feel like
they gave her a ring name already, actually.
What is it?
It's just Nikki Cross.
That's her ring name?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
That's what. Well, I mean, take that as a grain of salt. That's what Tom put in the chat. So
no, that's not her ring name. I think they just they put in her real name, because
her real name's Glenn Cross. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They used her real name. They just used it because they have a Nikki Bella. Why the fuck are they gonna have another Nikki? No, absolutely not. Like, Nikki Bella's real name is Stephanie. And they were like, no, we already have a Stephanie. You're going to be Nikki Bella. WWE will never have two people with the same name. At least,
Right, yeah.
The only one I can think of is John Morrison.
Of Nikki changing.
John Morrison and John Cena. That was, like, the only one. But they would call Morrison. They wouldn't even say John Morrison. Oh, shit. We lost Nick. Let's see if we can get it.
Hello, James.
Hey, Brandi girl, what's up?
Oh, major case of FOMO is what was up. I woke up and you guys are already recording, and then that Eva Marie news had dropped, and I was like, no.
All right, listeners, I'm sorry, but we're back. We lost Nick due to Canada's connection. God knows what's going on up in Canada, but we got Brandi.
Yeah, the Moostranet does not work well out there.
So Brandi, you were supposed to be on the show originally, but you fell asleep and you woke up to all this craziness. We got cut off during talking about NXT, but I'll take a little break from NXT and then we'll jump right back into it because I want to hear your thoughts on Eva Marie. And I know you have a lot to say because me and you were having a good conversation about this earlier this morning, and I was looking forward to talk about this whole situation.
I know. I even set an alarm when I decided to take a nap, but I got like our times mixed up because I am before you. So I don't even know. But it's okay because, look, it worked out.
We're here.
Yeah, well, okay. So when it dropped that Alberto and Paige got suspended, everyone was like, yeah, I mean, you know, because everyone just kind of is like, well, Paige is a wild child and Alberto and stuff like that. Like, they like to characterize them like that. But now that it has dropped that Eva Marie is suspended, more people are like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So, for me, I was like, okay, Paige is a self-proclaimed wild child and everything, but she's not stupid. So there's got to be a little bit more to this story than this. I personally have, in the past, been a little concerned about Paige because I just kind of felt like just watching her in the ring and seeing some things she posts on social media and stuff, I just kind of felt like maybe she was going through a hard time. And so for me, I was like, well, you know, if you're going through a hard time, if you're having some like depression about your job and things just aren't really working out, you know, you may slip up and you may, you know, smoke a joint to kind of calm down and then boom, you get popped with a test. Like everyone's like, oh, you know, they're taking those pills. I'm like, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's got a shoulder injury. I could totally see her smoking some weed for the pain. Like, I can totally see that happening. Or so when it was, because I didn't know about Alberto at first. So when I first heard about it, I was like, man, I bet like Paige's shoulder was hurting or something, and she took some medicine from someone else, and then got popped with this drug test. Like, I never for once was like, Paige is a junkie, you know. And that's where the internet wants to take it because I don't know, they're bored. But when I woke up and saw Eva Marie, I was like, okay, now I have got to question everything. Because I thought it was a little weird when Roman got pinged, but at the same time, he gets so much heel heat, and people have been so mean to him for so long. I was like, yeah, he probably got busted for smoking a joint. I'd smoke a joint, too, if I had thousands of people screaming at me night in and night out that they hated me. You can only deal with that kind of negative energy being hurled at your face for so long. But what you and I did is a lot of people are saying, oh, marijuana doesn't count, because on the WWE corporate website, someone had asked the question about marijuana, and they said that they fined it. So I actually read the wellness policy, and while marijuana is not specifically named in it, one thing that is specifically named is like the synthetic weed, you know? Mm-hmm. They can't even smoke that. And it says, you know, that they would be suspended for THC-like substances. So why would they not be suspended for THC? So I feel like the wording might seem like a loophole to people, but I do believe that because there's different reports from different wrestlers whether you would get pinged for it or not. I think it is. So I don't know. Like Tom was talking in the chat, and he sent me a screenshot. We got Detective Tom on the case. And
the shade
from the TPP newsroom.
Tell me that he always comes with the fresh tea. Like
I know.
I always hear it first from Tom.
Yeah, but he's got a tweet from a WWE insider, Justin LaBar, and he commented on Jonathan's post because I love Jonathan because you know Paige and Alberto, they've chosen to be quiet about it. Paige's mom has actually chosen to be kind of quiet about what's happening. She's responded, but not really responded. And Eva's husband was like, this is some bullshit. And I was like, good. I'm glad someone besides Adam friggin' Rose is going to come out and talk about this. But yeah, he had tweeted, someone had asked him, so I'm guessing you know and you were outraged. And he said, yeah, she did nothing wrong. So that's a WWE insider saying that Eva Marie didn't do anything wrong. And I just don't see it. I know it might sound biased to think Roman is capable of it, Paige is capable of it. I know Eva's capable of it. We all know Eva's got a past, but Eva's on fire right now. You know, she's got, you know, there's articles talking about how well she's doing with her character. She's launching NEM fashions. She's just launched a nonprofit organization. The woman is always on the go. So I think that it might be more of a question of the wellness policy, because do you know they've got pseudoephedrine in there, which is found in common cold things like Sudafed. Mm-hmm. So if you take that within 12 hours of being at a WWE event, or if you have an alcoholic beverage 12 hours before being at a WWE event, you could get suspended under the wellness policy. And so that's the kind of crappy way. The WWE will put you on blast, tweet out, hey, so-and-so is suspended, but they won't say because they had a mimosa, you know?
You know, the thing with that is, with Eva, you know, she has her whole business going for her. She has, you know, she's an entrepreneur. She's really building an empire right now. And I don't think she's that stupid, to be honest. I think it was maybe some supplement, because you know that she does the shreds thing, and she's into fitness and all that good stuff, and she's a recovering alcoholic, and I don't think that she would jeopardize her career like that, because Eva Marie is not a dumb woman. And then her husband put out a tweet, and he said that she was wrongfully suspended, and that a statement will be released soon, and her fans will be outraged that WWE would announce this and kind of like publicly shame her. I don't think it's a work. Some people are saying, "Oh, this could be a work," or blah blah blah, because you know, like now she's living her true life gimmick. She's not going to be at SummerSlam, but I don't know. I said my opinions earlier on the show about the whole Eva Marie situation, but to me, it's just so sad, like for her and Paige. Like I'm really disappointed for Eva Marie, because honestly, we don't know what's going on. We have no clue. Like you said, Brandi, WWE won't let us know at all. We're just left in the dark. We just know she's suspended, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And we won't see her for 30 days. But I don't know. I just feel bad. Like I just feel like she's been on a roll, and then she's been going up so high, and then she just come crash down like this. Just fucking sucks.
It does. I tweeted, I just ate an M&M. Pretty sure that means I'm going to get my first WWE wellness policy infraction.
I don't know. Her husband's pretty, like, riled up on Twitter, and he's just like...
Well, yeah, because, like, if Eva Marie's image is... You know, they're a package deal in the fitness world. So if you damage Eva Marie in the fitness world... You damage him. He stands to lose a lot. He could lose his shreds deal. He could lose a lot.
Yeah, he manages her career too outside of WWE. He helps her get these deals and stuff.
He's the husbander.
Yeah, they're trying to build a fucking empire, and this is just gonna set them back. So I could see why he could be frustrated. And people are like, "Oh, he needs to shut his mouth because it could jeopardize his wife's job." I'm like, you know what? Fuck his wife's job. That's his wife. This is her name on the line. Hell yeah, he's gonna defend his wife. If he didn't, I'd be like, and he knows that she's in the right and she was wrongfully suspended, I would question him, like, why won't you stand up for your wife? Be a man. Then people would give him some shit. You know what I mean? Like, if Eva Marie got fired from WWE, which I don't think is going to happen, she'll still eat. Her husband makes money. He's a smart man. He's a businessman. He's the one who got her to where she is now. They work together. They're a team. So, girl bye on that one. But it just sucks. That's all I could say. I've been looking forward to Eva Marie's run, this push of hers. I've been enjoying her. She actually got a pop on SmackDown, and she has a legit stance at a SummerSlam match. Like, we know who her character is. We know how she got to this match. It wasn't just randomly placed, and it just blows.
It does. I hope it doesn't totally squash her momentum, and I think that we had Adam Rose say, hey, there's been several, like me and my friend Devo, we talked about this a while ago. He knows a lot more about the wellness policy than I did. And he was like, it's strict and it's ridiculous how strict it is.
That's why when
now that we're seeing, like, because this is a lot hitting at once. Like when the lower card talent that you don't know so much gets popped, you're kind of like, oh, okay. You know, when like Victor or whatever, or Victor Connor, whichever one it was, got popped, Rose got popped, you're like, all right, whatever. But when like the big name people get popped, people who have a lot to lose by getting popped that are in active storylines, like it makes you wonder kind of deal. And I don't see Eva Marie taking human growth hormone.
No.
So
I don't think it's steroids. But, like, all right, you know how we were talking about earlier? Because, they're strict. They're very strict because it's after the whole Eddie Guerrero situation. That's when WWE sat down and they adjusted their whole policy on how they're going to do these drug testing. And they always said zero tolerance. That's why when we were talking earlier, we're like, do you get suspended for smoking weed or do you get fined? I really honestly believe it's both. I don't think that because come on, 200. That's 200 and what is that? What was it? $2,500.
Yeah, it's $2,500.
$2,500. Eva Marie can blow that out of her ass if she really wanted to smoke some weed and she was just like, I'm just gonna blow down these trees and whatever. If they fucking drug test me Paige, if they drug test me, she'd be like, whatever, I'll just pay them that money. It's my birthday weekend. You know what I mean? That's why, and I'll continue to work. Fuck it. I'll still have my job, blah, blah, blah. Because me, as a smoker, part of the green team, like Nick said earlier for the listeners, I would probably be, if I had the money and it was my birthday week and I was hanging out with my friends who are casual smokers, who we smoke weed socially, I'd be like, whatever, I'll eat it, whatever, fuck it. Give me the brownie. Give me the smoke. It's my birthday. I'll pay that money. Fuck it. Because I got that. I got that money. Paige has that money. So I think that she went ahead and she smoked some weed and they suspended her ass. I really do. I think that's what it was. I think her and Del Rio rolled it up, was driving down to the next city, blowing it down. It's her birthday weekend. She's turning up. She's 23 years old. She's the wild child. She's this and that you mentioned it earlier. But, it is reckless. You have a career. You're in the public eye. And they will shame you and they will embarrass you once you get tested. Like, now, Eva Marie, I feel like she's finally starting to surface from that hole that she's been in for a while. Fans, her true haters, will never let this go. They'll never let it go. No. Like, almost like how Gigi won't let Emma's little fucking bullshit go.
Even though she was acquitted and it was proven.
Yeah, I was like, let it go, girl.
Here's the thing that I want to call out all those haters. And any haters that might be listening to this podcast, you couple of haters. I'm going to call you out right now, okay? I don't, Eva Marie, she knows it's a big business, it's a high-profile job, but you can't really say anything if you're sitting right there listening to this podcast and you know that your job would fire you if you popped a drug test and you still smoked it anyway. I don't care. I worked at places where it is totally not okay for you to smoke pot at all. And they do quote-unquote randoms. And I've smoked kind of deal knowing that good and well. So it's really hypocritical for people. And that's how they want to be, though. It's never happened to them. They've never been in trouble for it. So it's easy for them to sit up on their little perch and look down on someone. Yeah. But if you are sitting there and you have been at a job where you're not supposed to do something and you've done it anyway, then shut your mouth. Like, why even?
These people, they just hate. They sit behind a computer. And I don't want to shut them any light. Anyways, Eva Marie is going to be, obviously she's not going to make it for SummerSlam, in true Eva Marie fashion, which I like. This is something that I was saying earlier that they can work into her gimmick. I really do. I feel like they did it with Roman Reigns. They talked about his whole situation with Seth Rollins, blah, blah, blah. I feel like this is something they could work into Eva Marie's gimmick, put a bow on it, and keep it fucking moving when she comes back. Because 30 days is going to fly by. Roman, I forgot he was even suspended. So, my thing is, now, I just looked on Twitter, it's about the replacement. Who's going to replace her? They just announced that Nikki Bella has been cleared. So I think,
they put Nikki on the heel team?
Why not?
Well, I mean, I know that she was a heel, but I was kind of looking for Nikki to come back and do a face run for a little bit. Listen,
I feel like right now WWE's scrambling because, they didn't expect this. They're scrambling right now, so they need to resort back to somebody who's already a known heel. You know what I mean? And that's Nikki Bella. And we know she's going on SmackDown. Like, Stevie Wonder could tell you she's going on SmackDown. He could see it. I feel like right now, with this position, Brandi, I agree with you. I was looking forward to see her come back as a babyface. But with the circumstances that we have right now with Eva Marie, it's crazy. Somebody has to replace Eva Marie. Like, what? But I feel like Nikki Bella, it's SummerSlam. It's the second biggest event of the year. I feel like Nikki Bella was going to show up regardless. I think Nikki Bella was going to show up towards the end of the match, to be honest with you. And I think Nikki Bella is just going to fill in that role. And I think it's perfect because we already got Naomi, we got Carmella, and we got Becky Lynch as the baby faces. Why not have Nikki Bella as a heel? Why? Fuck, she does a great job.
That's true.
So I'm here for Nikki Bella, and I hope it's Nikki Bella. I really do. I don't want it to be anybody else but Nikki Bella. What about you?
I would have preferred it to be Emma, but
Emma's not cleared, though.
I know.
Emma's not cleared. Tamina's not cleared yet. And I think this is Tamina's second injury. I know she did something with her knee a couple of years ago.
Tamina is constantly injured.
Yeah,
like,
she's
her
injured,
career is a couple matches and injured.
Yeah, I could see Tamina, like, maybe having another year, and then she'll be retiring. You know, she had a good run. But, you know, that's what we have to say about Eva. Let's move on to NXT, where we lost Nick. Nick pulled the Eva Marie on us. He had to catch a flight. So he had to leave. You guys should get accustomed to Nick now and his new little ways. But we were talking about the NXT women, the new women that debuted. I know you watched NXT last night.
Uh-huh.
And we got cut off at Nikki. We were talking about Nikki's look. We talked about Liv's look, and I know you know Liv. And I talked a little bit about Nikki, how I feel like she needs a ring name change. And Nick was telling me, well, her ring name's been changed. And you know, Detective Tom is on the case, and he said that her name is Nikki Glencross. Now I was like, but isn't that her birth given name? And Nick's like, yeah, I think that's her birth given name. I was like, so that's not her ring name. He's like, well, that's what Tom said in the thing. I was like, I don't think that's her ring name. I don't even think they have a ring name for her. Before Nick got cut off, I was going to say, I think that she didn't even know that she was going to be in this match. I think that this was just a random match. They just threw these girls out there, and she didn't even have time to get a TV-ready gear, because her gear was hit-TS. Her hair was a mess.
Ooh.
She just looked bad. Like, she did not look TV-ready, but when she got in the ring, she was fun to watch. She was spunky. She was hard-hitting. I like her size. There was a lot of good I've seen in her and a lot of potential I've seen in her. So I'm excited to see what else they do with her. I can't wait for her to actually get a name and kind of be like verified, like Twitter verified. You know what I mean? Like, let's get it. But how do you feel about it?
Get your blue check, girl.
Yeah.
I like Nikki Glencross, and they did call her Nikki Glencross on the show. They did call her Nikki Cross, which was another like thing that they were asking about. But she looked a hot mess. Like, her hair was bad. I said in the thing, I was like, we need Glit Glam to
Honeybee.
NXT stat, please.
We need Honeybee.
Miss Sandra, please help. Sandra, save us. We,
she needs help.
She does. She needs a lot of help. But the fact of the matter is, she's a phenomenal wrestler, and she calls herself the best in the galaxy. That's going to be her tagline. I think they're going to keep that kind of deal. I really enjoyed watching her wrestler. She gives me shades of Becky with her aggressive nature, the screaming and the in the ring. And so I was like, when she eventually gets up to the main roster, it'll be cool to see her and Becky have like some tag matches and stuff, because their personality in the ring seems to be quite similar. Who was it? Tom was saying someone else. I can't remember who he was saying.
I don't know.
I don't remember who he was saying, but there was someone else that Tom said that she was giving him shades
Bailey.
up. Bailey, yeah, because she was so generic.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going to be fine. She can go.
Yeah.
She's definitely one out of the girls that were in there, one of the more ring savvy newbies.
Yeah, I agree. And she can bump, she can hit her spots. And then the other two girls came out with Alexa Bliss. It was Mandy Rose and Daria. Now, Daria was very impressive. I really liked the look on Daria. I liked the intensity in her eyes. I liked how she was jabbing around. I really liked this gimmick. I love the whole, the MMA fighter. I like that she's rough. She tackled Nikki down to the ground, really stiff. I like that, and I can't wait to see her work a match and actually build a character, because I want to learn more about her. I want to see vignettes. I want them to put the picture together for me and color it in. I want to see what this is all about. And then you had Mandy Rose coming out, and you know what? I've shaded Mandy Rose in the past. I've dragged this girl left and right from Tough Enough, but what I will say is the girl got her look down. She looked amazing. I love the gold on her. I thought she looked like a statue. She's a beautiful girl, and I called her a fish before, and I take that back. I'm sorry, Mandy, but you looked beautiful on NXT, and I thought you did well. And is she green? Of course she's green, but I thought she did well, and for somebody so new like that. And you know what? It shows a lot. Like, her and Daria should have went further on Tough Enough. Not that other girl that won the show. Like, we don't even hear about her. And we don't even mention her on the show. And I won't even say her name because I don't even think she's going to even make it to NXT television.
That's right. Both the like runners-up have made it to the screen before she has.
Yeah.
When She Who Shall Not Be Named won Tough Enough, I was like, I'm done. They played in on that she's an every girl kind of thing. Mandy did look amazing. She's a beautiful girl. I think Tough Enough helped because you get to see a different side of Mandy besides just the bitchy part that you saw on Tough Enough kind of deal. I like Mandy, and she has been one of the few developmental talents that off the bat had their look together.
Yeah, I agree.
Really, really good. And so the only issue I had was I don't like the shininess to the boots, but that is so just trivial. She looked phenomenal.
That's
Graves putting her over for days.
That's one of my favorite parts about her gear is the boots. I love the gold boots. I was just thinking, like, now, bitch, where did you find those gold boots? Like, you really went in. And I heard, it was a whole gold and red thing with Eva Marie, I think, stuck to her. So she really wanted to embrace that gold. And I think she should keep it and run with it because it looks great on her tan. She just looks great. And they lost the match, though.
That's true.
But
Daria looked amazing. I just wanted to say, Daria's cheekbones are amazing.
Yeah, the girls
under those NXT lights, I was like, girl, you look like a statue. Amazing.
It was cool. It was cool to see. I can't wait to see Binky. I know Binky's doing really well. She's one of the new girls at the NXT side, and she's training. There's been a lot of talk about her, saying that she's doing well and she's picking up quickly. And she's been doing some live shows, going out and talking in the ring, trying to get her accustomed to being in front of a crowd before they actually put her out there to start having matches. So I think we'll be seeing her pop up real soon on the live shows before she starts up on NXT, kind of like what Daria and Amanda's been doing. But I'm excited for the new cast of the girls on NXT, and it was nice to see Alexa Bliss and Carmella kind of lead them into the ring, and it's pretty cool.
You looked at them especially Alexa. You looked at Alexa and you were like, Alexa's a veteran.
Yeah. Alexa definitely is a vet, and Alexa's one of the women that I hold up to one of the NXT greats. I do. Alexa is just amazing. She cut her teeth with Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte. That's the girls that she was working with. They left, and she carried on that torch down on NXT. She absolutely did. And Alexa's one of my girls. I love Alexa. She's just amazing. So it was nice to see her and Carmella out there, rubbing these girls off before they send off to the main roster. So it was nice to see.
Yes.
Now we can move on to what was it?
Do you want to talk about Billy and Ember having a match, or did y'all already cover that?
We did. We talked about Billy. How do you feel about Billy Kay? Brandi, they said, were you on the show with us last week? No, you weren't. You were on the show before that. But she said exactly what I said she needs to say. And she had the whole segment with William Regal. How do you feel about her and Amber?
I think it's going to be a good match. I like Billy Kay. She's still kind of struggling to connect with the crowd, but it will come.
I don't think that's her fault.
Once it will come. Because they're brand new. People were complaining about the main roster women on SmackDown. Oh, it's not connecting, it's not this. And I'm like, we have to give it time. Those were already established, well-known women with back history. And it took you a minute for those women to be established. It's taking you this month to get into the swing of, okay, this is what's happening with them. So down in NXT, these women are doing the same thing SmackDown was, except they have even less for you to go off of.
Yeah, they only have an hour show.
I think it'll be a good match. I'm excited for Ember Moon because she's going to be one of my favorites because I've been waiting for her for a year, it feels like. My only complaint I ever have with Billy, and again, it's just trivial, is her attire. I don't like the velour.
I like it.
For me, it just seems kind of cheap.
Like looking. The satin?
Well, it's not even satin. It's it's a velvet, crushed,
velvet.
Fake velvet.
It is.
From having worked with that kind of material before, I just have a hate for it because I hate sewing it. I hate cutting it.
I don't know. I think it's so different. That's why I like it. It's so different. It's a different kind of fabric. It's not a spandex. It's not leather. It's not lace. It's different. That's why, and I like that. I like different. I like something new. and I'm here for it. I like the color. I want her.
I love the color.
Yeah,
it looks fantastic on her.
And she could play red. Like, I would love to see a red velvet. Oh my God, I would give my life. It's like rubbing your hands on a couch or something, like the fabric. I love it. I'm here for it.
I have personal distaste for that kind of fabric that goes beyond professional wrestling. So that's my only issue with it. But I think it'll be a good match. I think we'll see Ember go over, which I had this conversation with someone. Is it really smart to put who you're trying to build as your top heel right now, to have her coming up and then have her lose? Do you think her losing will take away steam from her? And my response to them was, as long as the match is hot, it's not going to take anything away from her.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. But let's move on to the WWE special that we had this week. Did you watch that, the WWE 24?
Oh, yes.
Take it away, Brandi. How do you feel about this whole special? And I'll chime in.
I was so excited to finally get a special on the women and no shade, that wasn't solely about Trish and Lita.
Yeah.
Like, in this women's revolution, anytime you talk about women's wrestling, there's always a lot of talk about Trish and Lita, as there should be. But I'm glad that this program was more shifted on what the women have done lately. You know, it's always what have you done for me lately? And that's what WWE showed, was that it was really cool to be in the vehicle with the girls when they're pulling up and seeing themselves in the center of the WrestleMania sign. And just hearing from all the different girls about where they are, and just them being backstage and getting to see the belt, you could just feel it. They were so excited. And I think it was Lita who said it best of, now there's an opportunity for the girls who were ready for the revolution, but the revolution wasn't ready for them.
Yeah, that was the Total Divas girls match. With the Naomi, the Breeze. Like, the whole show was done perfectly. I loved it. We had some, like you said, I'm glad that they didn't just focus on the Trish and Lita, but I'm glad that they did shed light on the Trish and Lita. They did. They talked about it. Come on, it's Trish and fucking Lita. But they wasn't the sole purpose of the special. The purpose of the special was women's wrestling. It was no particular woman. They didn't even mention that Charlotte was the one who walked away with the women's championship. They just showed clips of it. There was no mention of it because it was a focus of the women in this business. And I like that. And I know that a lot of the listeners and a lot of the wrestling fans, WWE fans, were upset that they didn't mention Melina. They didn't mention Beth Phoenix.
They showed Melina.
But they showed them. They don't need to mention them to validate the greatness that they've done for us. I feel like this special wasn't who's done the best for their era. It absolutely wasn't. No.
And it's supposed to be more about the current women.
Exactly. That was the focus. But
they paid homage to that. Like,
to the rest of
Melina was shown. Beth Phoenix was actually talked about a little bit. Victoria was shown.
Jazz. Gail Kim was shown. Yeah. AJ Lee was shown.
Yeah. It's like if anyone should maybe be a little like, okay, hey, it would have been AJ Lee, because she was still, even though she was in the beginning of it, she was still part of the modern part of the revolution. Yeah. Versus.
Well, they were doing. AJ Lee was the one girl that they let speak. She was the only girl. And you know what? You know why she was the only girl? Because at the time, AJ Lee was the only girl that could pretty much hold a mic and be captivating. Like, no shade or nothing. Like, at the time, Naomi was really, really dry on the mic, and she still has her moments. The Bella Twins, their strong point is not being on the mic. So who else can carry a show? It was AJ Lee, because all the amazing women that can do that and hold the mic were on NXT at that time. So obviously AJ Lee was going to get that rub at that point. So I can understand why they didn't mention that, because that was pretty much a low point, because the women weren't really being showcased when AJ Lee was
I'm glad, they did do a little bit about Paige. Like, they called Paige out. And they mentioned Emma. I wish they would have given Emma a little bit more credit.
Well, you know what I do like? I like that Sarah Del Rey really put over Emma.
Yeah, that's what I was appreciative of them having Sarah Del Rey, because she did. She put Emma over for days. Yeah. I was pretty excited with her.
Like we were saying, it was about the women. It's not about who was the best for this era. You know what I think it was? I think it was the comment that Stephanie McMahon said, was that the Bella Twins was the bridge from the Trish and Lita thing. Like, they're the ones who carried on into the new division. And I was like, it's true, though. The Bella Twins were the bridge.
Yeah, but people do not want to give the Bella Twins any kind of credit. They're like, you know what's so funny is that fans will talk so much shit about how the Bella Twins are models and they can't wrestle and stuff like that. But then you got their favorite, their little favorite, they got Sasha or whoever who's like, I freaking love the Bella Twins. They work so hard. Yeah. Like, they've been so great to me. They've helped me so much. And, Mick Foley is a huge fan of women's wrestling. And way before he got involved with this GM thing, when the Women's Revolution was kind of having its stirrings and coming up, when hashtag Give Divas a Chance first started, he called out the fact that Brie Bella was incredibly vocal about the fact that she wanted more time. For people who care. Mm-hmm. She had an interview at Wizard World that you can go back, and it's funny because you see Nikki in the background like, we really shouldn't be talking about this, but Brie was like, if I was in NXT, I'd want to stay there too because we're not getting any opportunities on the main roster, Mm-hmm. So love them or hate them, you gotta give them credit because whether you've been fully aware of it or not, backstage they've been fighting to get more time and Twins, to have more for the women for a long time.
The Bella Twins are a huge stamp in the women's revolution.
And they're respected. They're respected by their fellow co-workers of the new generation. And Trish and Lita, and Trish both have come out and
they put over the Bellas.
Put over the Bellas and saying that they're great.
I grew respect for the Bellas. Were they always my favorites? Absolutely not. Did Brie have her weak spot? Yes, I thought Brie her weak spot was on the mic. I didn't mind Brie in the ring at all. Never mind her in the ring. Nikki Bella was just, to me, because, the whole thing with Brie is she was always compared to her sister. And to me, I feel like her sister was superior. Especially with the wrestling and the mic work. I just was more for Nikki Bella.
Nikki was more the natural athlete.
Yes. So when that whole comment that they made to mention, I feel like is what fused everybody. Like, oh, so we're going to forget about Melina. Oh, we're going to forget about Michelle McCool. We're going to forget about Layla. No, ain't nobody forgetting them. They were there. We saw what they did. What you guys are forgetting, wrestling fans, this is why I always go back to wrestling fans are the stupidest people in the world. It's an hour show. There's only so much they can put into that. They can't fit in 25 years of women's wrestling history for us. It's impossible. It's impossible. What, would you just like them to have a 2-second comment? Oh, Melina, Mickey James. Would that make it better? If
that's the case, they did have a 2-second comment. It was her face.
Exactly.
Into the ring,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on.
And
do better.
For people, for someone like Melina probably watched that special and was just like, they mentioned me. That's so nice.
Like, it was so great, but I don't want to focus on the
Melina's not petty like that. I know, there's always these rumors about Melina, but I have had the joy of personally speaking to Melina before, and she's nothing but a nice person.
I'm sure she is, but I'm not even going to get into her personal thing, because Melina's always been one of my favorite characters, maybe my favorite female wrestler. She's up there. I love Melina. Her character was just fucking phenomenal. 10s across the board for me. My favorite. I love Melina. Every video game, Melina was my first diva I played with. My backgrounds. I used to make MVs. It was all Melina. I'm a big Melina fan. She's my favorite. But I feel like she's very private, and she don't want people to know about her personal life. That I feel like when she's having interviews, that's when my disconnect with her. I don't feel like she's honest. That's my thing with Melina.
I can understand, but I can understand that because there's been so many times, though, especially in the wrestling industry, that once you have it put on you, you're difficult to work with or something like that. It does not fucking matter what you do. I mean, look at Eva Marie. People are like, Eva Marie can't wrestle. She doesn't deserve to be in the WWE. 3 years later, the bitch has gone through all this training. She's doing all these incredible things for empowering women. Like, people coming out left, right, center talking about how respectful she is backstage.
Yeah, they really like her backstage.
People putting her over for days. But that's not what people want to hang on to.
No.
They hang on to that first opinion. And I feel like you get that with Melina.
I don't feel like when people always gave Melina her shit, I stuck by her. I was like, I don't give a shit. Good, let her be a bitch. You know why? Because she carried that division. She was the top dog.
She absolutely did.
Yeah.
When Trish and Lita left, all that fell
It
on
was Mickey
Melina's
and
shoulders
Melina.
and Victoria's shoulders.
Yeah, it was them three. I guess
And
that's...
you know what? They did a damn good job.
I guess that's the whole gripe that fans got upset when Trish said that there was nobody really there to fill in that void that her and Lita left. It's true. People don't realize how over Trish Stratus and Lita were. They main evented Raw, and I love that they showcased that. They main evented Raw. You have to be really, really big to do that. And then when they left, they had Mickie James, Melina, and Victoria carrying the division. Great women's wrestling. Women's wrestlers. They were great. The characters were amazing, but they weren't on that level that Trish and Lita were. That's all that Trish and them were mentioning.
They started flooding the division with women that even though those were three great women, if they've got no one to work with,
exactly,
what can they do?
And then they got, they brought in Beth Phoenix and Natty, but that was just, it was a low point in the women's division. It really was. And then we started, and then the Bella Twins came in, and the Bella Twins stayed throughout that. And now what they mentioned is the Bella Twins was the bridge from that era. They just wrapped up that era into the Bella Twins, and it came into this era. Because it's true, guys. If you look back at the timeline, the Bella Twins were in that era, and they moved over into the new era. It is what it is. They went through the whole Diva Search bullshit. WWE met them off Diva Search, didn't even put them on Diva Search, and just hired them right away and sent them down to start training. That's what they did with the Bella fucking Twins.
I love how they're like, the Bella Twins never loved wrestling. And like Nikki was set to go overseas, and Bree's like, but no, let's go to this wrestling thing.
Yeah.
And Nikki, they get there and they're doing all the model thing, and Nikki's like, what have you done? And she's like, no, I promise they wrestle.
No, she was saying that they showed up all ready to wrestle, and all the other girls looked like models. They had like the bikini tops and the short, and Nikki's like, what the fuck are we here for? Like, look at how we're dressed. Yeah. And Bree's like, no, I swear we wrestle here, I promise.
People don't give it the credit. Like, Nikki came to that, but they don't understand. Like, she was on her way to go be a professional athlete overseas.
Yeah, and play
Nikki
soccer.
Bella is, first and foremost, an athlete.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous, but, I mean, Nikki Bella is an athlete. So, yeah, I could go on about the Bella Twins and how people are shitty to them, and they deserve more, but we would run out of tape, I swear.
But, overall, I thought it was a great special. I thought it was needed, especially with Sasha Banks and Charlotte going into SummerSlam, having this big fight-field women's wrestling match for the women's championship. There's been promos for it. These women have been opening up Monday Night Raw. They have the potential to even main event a Monday Night Raw in the future. So, I'm like, this special was great, guys. So why throw the shade? Why feed onto the negative? And I know you guys are probably like, then why are you talking about the negative parts? But I just want you guys to stop. Just stop. I beg of you, please. Just enjoy it.
That's what we do here, though. I was talking to some people in the Diva Dirt chat, and I was just looking at like comments on just general wrestling things, and it'll be crazy because over here and in Diva Dirt, we will be like celebrating, like, did you see that? That was amazing, blase blase. But then the general fan will be like, boring, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, just wait. It's like with Eva Marie. When Eva Marie's stuff started, we were like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and everyone hated it. Everyone thought the SmackDown Women's Division was going to be shit. And 4 weeks later, all of a sudden, you look in the comment section on some stuff, and you've got people being like, I wasn't with it at first, but this Eva Marie thing's getting hilarious. I hope they keep doing it. And it's like, if you'll just sit back and let them tell you a story,
it's like
you're going to get something good.
Brandi,
just trust.
You hit the nail on the head weeks ago when you said that it's all the whole Netflix culture. Like, everybody is on demand. They want it when they want it. And it's just so bad. But, the special was great. I give it a fucking 10. It was not, I'm just so happy that they even had a special on the women. They could have talked about anything. And, and I'm so happy that they showcased all of the women. I thought it was shot beautifully. I love the WWE documentaries. And I loved Sasha Banks' reaction when she saw her face at the stadium, and how it was such a big deal for the women to be on there, because the women have never been showcased like that. ever. They used to be, and then I loved how they showcased back in the day when the women were just popcorn breaks and bra and panty matches, and they really showed Tori Wilson in those a lot. That's when Tori Wilson was showcased a lot, because Tori Wilson was in most of those matches. That was Tori Wilson's gimmick, and she hated it for years. She hated it. Would it be nice to have Tori Wilson come on the special and talk about that? Yes, but they don't have time for it. I wouldn't want it crammed in. Listen,
well, Stephanie made like a comment that I feel like really summed up how a lot of them felt during that time, and it was that it was really hard to be a woman in the business at that time.
It was, and they hated it, and they talked about how the women never had pay-per-view spots, and Trish said, if you had a pay-per-view spot, you would be lucky. You're lucky to have a pay-per-view spot. And at WrestleMania, they had 2 women's matches. Like, that never happened before. But the whole Tori Wilson situation, I know it would be interesting to have Tori Wilson on there. But, guys, who said that this is the only women's revolution type of woman 24/7 package that we're going to get? No. There's going to be documentaries of this. They're still building this. This is still happening. Okay? So be patient. We will have a Tori Wilson, like, hopefully we do have a Tori Wilson come and sit down and have a speaking interview, a Stacy Keibler, a Victoria. I would rather have them come and talk about their experiences than have somebody else talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's get it going. But let's move on to our next topic. Or do you have anything else you want to throw in there, Brandi?
Nope.
All right. Speaking of the women, it's been announced that we're going to have at least 25 women in WWE 2K17. That is fucking major fucking news. We've went from 6 women to 25 fucking women. I didn't think I would live to see the day when there'd be 25 women in a WWE video game. Brandi, I'll be honest with you, I never thought that this would happen. Never.
I didn't either. Okay, so I think I've mentioned a couple of times on here I mentioned about my best friend in the world is a guy named Devo, and we're both huge wrestling fans. Mm-hmm. He has a YouTube show that he's developing, and one of the things he's going to do, growing up being a big wrestling fan, we played all the games.
Yeah.
So he has a rant on the games, and he's been building this fantasy roster for a game.
What system does he play?
Do what?
What system does he have?
He has PS4.
Oh, I'm going to be transitioning to PlayStation 4, so maybe I could link up with him and we could do something for TPP.
Yes, you will have so much fun.
I'm sorry, I threw you off.
I threw you. I was like, oh my god, you would have so much fun. Anyway.
Yeah, you're just thinking of all the possibilities.
So he has this whole show planned where he wants to talk about his perfect WWE wrestling game. Mm-hmm. And he has been he's been gathering these images. He's been, you know how they have like the custom images kind of stuff. He's been creating his own for the past year at least. So when he found out about this roster, he was just losing it. He was like, finally, a roster that's worthy of the, because I love to play the games. I personally like to do the storyline creation games, parts of the game. That's what I live for. And it would make me so mad to have to try to write a storyline with 6 women.
Yeah, like, I used to be frustrated with that back in the day, too, when I used to do storylines, and it was just 6 women. It's like, really? And then we upgraded to 9 women after, like, years of just having 6 women, to one year when we only had 4. I think it was, like, 4 women a few years ago. But then we got 6 women, then it went up to 9 women, and it was 9 women for a year, and then it went up to 12 women. I think 12 was the most we've ever had until now, or maybe 14. I think 14 is the highest. I think it's either 14 or 12.
They started adding them as downloadable content. That's when we started seeing the rosters grow.
That's when we got the Trish and Lita year after year after year. We were like, really? Give us somebody else. But now we got 25 freaking women in a WWE game. That is amazing. That
is any women's wrestling fan like wet dream.
Yeah. Like, we're all over the moon. I know all our listeners that are gamers. I know you guys are all excited for this because I love that you guys send us every time you guys get anything, any news, anything with the game, you guys tweet me it right away. I really like that. You guys really keep me up to date, because back in the day when I was younger and I would be like home during the days or whatever, I used to, like when I would come home from school or whatever, I would just, the first thing I would do is run to my computer and look up any information I could find on the video game. And that was just so nice that you guys send it to me. I really appreciate that, because I don't look for anything. You guys send it to me. I love that. So keep it going. Anytime you guys find anything that looks interesting,
I'm slowly having that happen too, where I've got like 2 guys that will tweet me anytime some tea comes out, and they're like, "Girl, did you hear that?" And I was like, "Oh, I did it." Thanks.
No, I know. And you guys are so fast. Like, I know Blake is really good at it. Blake is really good. There's somebody else. Let me give them their shout outs, because they really keep me up to date. I gotta get their names.
You do that. I'm gonna get my people's name too.
Yeah, because I really appreciate it. Because you guys know, like, we're running the freaking chat, we're getting our stuff together, we're doing our lives, we're getting things together, I'm at work, and blah, 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 and then, like, all these news is coming out, and you guys are just feeding it to me, and I know, like, the wrestling news just pops out left and right with the video games. Like, you never know where to go look or what time to look for it, so I love that you guys just send this shit to me right away when they find it. I think it's really, really cool. Let's see. Random guy, 12W. He always keeps me on point. Blake, of course. He always sends me stuff. Who else was it? There was one more. Oh, damn. Where is it? I have all these tweets over here. I can't find it. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't find it. Oh, wrestling fan. The superstar. _ the superstar sends me shit too. So I really appreciate it, guys. So keep it coming. Anytime you guys find something with WWE, tweet me at Jimmy Vibes _.
Yeah. For me, it's at King Green 881 and at He Has to Win. They keep me going. And also at Rebel Life Media. I hooked up with Rebel Life Media because we were promoting a women's event, and I have just really come to have a good friendship with that person. You know, they are really trying to promote the Knockouts division in TNA, and I can respect that. I respect anyone who's like, yes, let us go forth and promote women's wrestling. And actually, if you guys will go to at Rebel Life Media and look, I think his name is pronounced Zaire. I'm not quite sure, but he's actually made a documentary that has like Jade from TNA and a bunch of the other TNA women and some of the Ring of Honor women.
Oh, that's cool.
And stuff like that. Yeah. I'm actually hoping, since I was going to purchase it and watch it, and then I had an eye injury and I was on the shelf for like a week and a half with this eye injury. But I'm hoping to download it and maybe have Mr. Zaire come on the show and talk a little bit about his documentary.
That would be cool. We definitely should do that.
That will be a Brandi and Sam interview.
Yes, definitely go for it.
Sam.
You guys try to put your names together?
Yeah. Well, me and Sam have made the joke before that, like, the listeners, they'll ask for Nick, they'll ask for you, they'll ask for Gigi, they'll ask for Tom. They never ask for me or Sam. And so we're like, oh.
No. I already talked to Sam about this earlier today, and we're going to just, whatever. I'll talk about it off air. But, going back to the game, super, super excited for this game. And it comes out October the 11th. This is like an early release. It went from November to late October to now October the 11th. So I'm pretty excited for this.
I'm fine with that, especially since they pushed back when they were releasing Final Fantasy 15. Like, this soothes my soul.
So this morning I was driving into work. We're going to wrap up the show, guys. So now we could bullshit a little. I was driving into work this morning and I was listening to my Discover on Spotify, and Florence and the Machine came on because I love Florence and the Machine. They're one of my favorite bands. I love Florence Welch. Love her. She's a fairy. And she's on the soundtrack for the new Final Fantasy game. The song came out.
Is she?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah, I saw it. It says Final Fantasy 15, I think it is, or whichever number it is. I don't know what number they're at these days.
I'm a big Fantasy fan, so.
Yeah, so she's on the soundtrack. I thought it was pretty cool.
I'm excited about that. I haven't been keeping up with the news. Again, that's one of those things that Devo just... I don't have to look for any news. Devo just tells me. We'll see each other. We won't see each other for a while because of work or whatever. But we'll see each other about once a week. And it's like, okay, and he, from his mouth, says, in wrestling news, or in video game news. And they'll fill me
Don't
in.
you just love... I love it because it's so helpful. Like, you guys don't understand, and I really appreciate it when you guys send me news. Sometimes I might have seen it already, and I'd be like, oh, whatever, like, oh, that's cool, whatever. But every time I don't see it, I always make sure to respond back because to let you guys know, like, oh, this is pretty cool, da-da-da. I'll give you a retweet or I'll like it or whatever. But I just keep it coming. We really like that stuff. We really do. So.
And like, with my Twitter now, it's grown to 700-something followers, and so it's slowly growing up there. But I had, with everything that's been going on with this show and doing Diva Dirt, and at one point I was doing some stuff with the Fans podcast when Total Divas was on, Are you going to
do that for the next season?
Am I going to do that for next season? No, I'm not.
You're booked, Brandi. You are booked, girl. You have too many jobs.
I can't. I will totally. I think Nick and I had discussed wanting to do maybe some Total Diva stuff for the PipeBomb Podcast.
You guys should.
Like, why not? Oh, me and Nick also wanted to do a thing on the CWC, and we didn't get to do that.
I mean, you guys still have time. You guys should do it for the finale. Really go over it. Really break it down.
That will be good. We'll do it for the finale. Mm-hmm. But so I hadn't been doing my blog. I hadn't written like a blog since like May. And so finally I just wrote a blog about my reaction to Paige and what was happening with that, and I retweeted it, and I'm used to it going fully ignored.
I don't know about you.
People read it and they retweeted it and they like talked to me about it. I was like, hey, okay.
I don't know, Brandi. Sometimes when you talk about Paige, I can tell you're not a big fan of Paige. It's pretty obvious. But I gotta read this article. I haven't read the last one, so I'm gonna read it before I let you know what I think about it, because I haven't read it yet. I'm gonna check it out after this.
I'm not a big Paige fan, like where the character is now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't color my opinion kind of deal.
I'm just curious to know your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like
it's in there.
Yeah, and I feel like your thoughts that you put on Paige, or anybody, I feel like you should say that on the show. I feel like listeners will connect more to you because you and Sam have that running joke. I feel like you guys should just really, because me, if I don't like something, I'll
and Sam are too
say
nice.
Too nice. That's the problem. Don't be afraid of hurting anybody's feelings.
I did not have problems with Paige before, and then I wrote that article. And people were very hateful to me. And then I was like, okay, now. Like, this one chick was like, I hope she super kicks you in the face. And I was like, well, I hope she can see me to kick me in the face.
But one thing I can say was, when I called you a ghost, you were ready to go. And I was like, is that all I needed to do? Brandi wanted to kick me in the face, guys.
Big boot cereal bowls off your face.
Well, Brandi, we've said a lot, girl, and I'm so glad that you made it in, because I really wanted to talk to you about everything that's been going on, because we were chatting all morning. So it's nice to sit down and catch up with you, girl.
Yeah. This is going to be a long show.
It is. It's almost, they're going to have it for the whole weekend. They're going to have to wait until after SummerSlam when we come on, and we're going to talk about everything that happened and who debuted or who filled in the Eva Marie spot, and who won the Universal Championship, and if Sasha carried, we're going to get into it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I wanted to mention, we're slowly getting more people tweeting the hashtag TPP Live. They're wanting us to do a live show.
Yeah, I talked about that earlier in the show, and the thing is, like, we want to do it, guys. Definitely want to do it. We just need a higher demand. We need more people. Like, lately, we've got the ball rolling, but I was telling them, like, we're not going to do the show for, like, 6 people. I was like, we need...
Yeah, that's a lot of coordinating for all of us to get together.
So, you guys, if you guys want it, hashtag TPP Live. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your mammy, tell your daddy. Tell them all that TPP's coming. I don't know. If you guys want it, we'll do it. We just need a big demand. That's it. I think it would be really fun. We could actually get some listeners on, and every member of the TPP would be on it at one point, It would be fun. It would be fun. So we just need a higher demand. So if you guys want it, tweet us.
Yeah.
So, Brandi, speaking of tweeting us, where can the listeners tweet you?
The listeners can tweet me at Miss WrestleBlog.
And you guys can tweet me at JimmyVibes_ on Twitter. And you can follow me on Instagram at JimmyVibes. No underscore, I think.
Yep. And follow the whole clan at _ real pipe bomb.
Yes, and lately we just reached 300 followers on our Twitter account last week, and now I think we're at 316 followers, so it's been growing.
It is. I'm going to say, like, YouTube and Twitter are two of the most difficult places to grow followers, especially because these are 2-hour-long shows, and they're opinion-based. So the fact, like, when we see this, it's really amazing because it's just our opinions, it's just us talking, and it means that we've connected with that many more people, that many more fans, and that many more people support what we do, because we don't really have a gimmick as far as, hey, look, you come listen to us, you get this, like, treat. It's just the treat of listening to us talk.
They get the tea. That's what they get when they come over here. They get the tea. We sit them down. They get it how they get it. They hear us fight. They love it when we fight. Girl, they love that shit. But we're a big family. We fight.
That's true. There will be at least one comment that says, "Preach, James!"
That's how we do it over here at TPP. But I want to thank the listeners for sitting down with us for over 2 hours and just listening to this podcast. We really appreciate it. And keep tweeting us. We love that shit. And if you guys want TPP live, let us know. The power rankings will be up early this week. Sam has a plan for you guys, so make sure you tune into our Twitter account. Sam usually takes care of the power rankings, Sam and Nick. And what else is there? Make sure you guys check out Sam's fantasy booking. It's pretty cool.
It's great.
We have a new one coming up real soon. It's from Tom, and it's with Gail Kim returning back to the WWE. And he has a pretty cool plot with that one. And then we have Nick's, who Nick talked about earlier. So
and I have one.
And Brandi has one. I have one too. I just have to get it down on paper and get it going. But mine will probably be the last one, because I got to edit everybody's and get everybody's together. So I'll put up mine's last.
I got to record mine.
So, all right. Good show, Brandi. Have a good night, girl. I got to go back to my nieces and nephews. I've been leaving them in the other room for almost 2 hours, and they haven't bothered me. They must be watching some good TV in there.
All right. Have a good day, James.
All right. Bye.
Bye.